think we're live, you thing.
Oh, are we?
Yeah, that's what Kima was just saying.
Keep singing. We love
No,
it.
it's not.
Oh, my Lord.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to KTV Esports Co-Amateur Community Tournament.
Yes, and welcome once again. Go to KTV channel. Here we go. Mace at Kima the host with Pyronut and Chifan at Caster. Let's say
Hey,
hello.
if it's called KTV, we should be doing some singing, you know, karaoke kind of stuff, you know, that's what it's about.
Yeah, of course. I did. In my bad experience before, I did do something like karaoke. But when I go into KTV now, it takes time to do that. Tifan, can you sing any song from Chinese to celebrate the Year of the Dog for us?
Chinese national anthem!
Oh yeah, is it?
Up the Chinese!
Yeah, can you sing the song from Chinese?
Nah, like, the Chinese national anthem is literally about fighting the Japanese. That is what the anthem is about. The anthem is about everyone that doesn't want to be slaves, stand up. The Chinese race has reached the darkest times, the darkest hour. We must all pick ourselves up and form a great wall of our souls, of our hearts, and then we must walk forward. Under the enemy's gunfire, walk forward, walk forward, walk forward.
It does kind of make sense given the history of China and Japan.
That's literally what the song is about. Walk forward. Stand up and walk forward under the enemy's fire. That's why if you listen to it, it's like got that war themes. It's like dun 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 dun. 起来，不愿做奴的人们，
That keyboard sounding. Who was that? Holy crap!
让我们的血肉组成我们新的章。
Okay.
中华民族到了最危险的时候，每个人被迫着发出了最后的吼声：起来，起来，起来！我们万众一心，冒着敌人的炮火前进，冒着敌人的炮火前进，前进，前进进。
Nice. I like it. I love it.
War!
Well,
All about that war.
war about that war. Yeah, it's war. You can expect more. It's the war, and it's the war. We need to respect the war. Is it? So, what do you think about tonight? Who gonna go on top?
About tonight?
Yeah.
Of course, Big Doge. From what I've seen in scrims, Big Doge have been absolutely dominating Orcluck.
Okay.
And with their full roster, they have taken down almost every single other team in the tournament. So I think they're looking really strong. It's just how well they perform tonight.
Okay, that's great. So, between our club and Big Doe for the first match at 7:30, what is your prediction score?
Prediction score, I predict a 3-0. Clean.
How about you, Pyronut?
Well, I haven't seen. I don't think I've seen either of the teams play yet, but I've got no reason to doubt them. I know Big Doge got a 3-0 last time, and Orcluck was one of the ones that got 0-3'd, so I've got no reason to doubt that it won't be another 3-0, but I'd like to see it come up otherwise.
Okay.
That'll make actually an interesting game. So let's go over the maps. So we have Kings Road, Junkertown, and Lijiang Tower. Is it going to be played in that order?
Yes, that's the one. So let me set up again. So the map set
Well,
tonight. The first one is gonna be Kings Row. Then
I think it's better for us if we actually play Lijiang Tower second, simply because they don't want to play like 2 payload maps in a row. You know, give them a change.
oh well, so everything already the order. So unluckily, so the first one gonna be Harriet map is Kings Row. Second one gonna be Junkertown. Everyone go to Australia.
This Discord server has been hacked.
What happened?
This Discord has been.
And we are doing it. We're online at the moment, by the way, Sharp.
Oh fuck!
Welcome in.
Yeah, we should probably move down to set B.
No, I dropped my fucking water bottle lid on the floor. Shit.
Good luck with your set C, by the way, Sharp. And lunchbox.
My what?
Saturday.
Alright, let's move down.
Let's
Wait,
go
what's
down.
Saturday? What's happening? What?
We go into our own room. That's it.
We start in 7 minutes.
I know. We
Yeah, but our broadcast is already live, and we're doing some pre-game stuff.
Good luck,
I'm gonna be
Sharp.
lonely.
Good luck, Sharp.
I'm gonna be lonely.
I know.
Need
Everyone
friends.
on stream say hi to Sharp.
Say hi to
As,
Sharp.
guest,
Oh shit,
guest,
we're live.
guest appearing.
We out here.
Everyone say hi
Can
to
I
Sharp.
be on an Can I be an affiliate channel as well, Plux?
No. Get this guy.
Oh.
Where's your what Discord are you got? What Discord are you on? Prone.
Let's go, boy. Go to number
Let's
B.
go.
You on
my
Lunchbox's
Discord.
No.
Hey, I'm looking on our channel, and you have Lunchbox and Sharp being featured, but I'm not featured. What is this? I am offended.
What happened?
You don't have me being featured.
You mean for the let me see. Oh, when you go into the commentator, you will see that. Holy crap. Calm down. Okay, let's go back to our map set. We have Control in the first one, second one is Junker Tower, and third one is Layang Tower. So what you guys think about Control?
King's Row is the most universal map in this game. It is not the community favorite for it. It's a community favorite for a reason. It's everyone's favorite map. Like, let's be honest, everyone in any situation, everyone wants to play King's Row. It is it is pretty much every team's best map. So on this map, you can see every team bring out their true strengths, and you can see an actual good game over who actually plays better. So on this map, you can essentially run any team comp, and it should still be able to function. Although the current meta does lean towards running a tank stack, which includes either triple tank or quad tank for both attack and defense. Well, generally speaking, defending on this map is very viable to run dive comp as well, and just hard dive them every time before the tank stack actually get to do their role, because tank stack is all about keeping momentum and keep rolling in, get the fights going on. But yeah, as the attacking, I do expect to see lots of triple and quad tank coming out of attacking teams. Probably with a Lucio Moria, and they'll just storm right in. The way you play tanks, you speed boost the tanks in, and then you guys just roll on the point. The longer the fight goes on, the more in favor it is for the tank team, because, well, Moira will charge super fast, and the tanks just get stronger and stronger in mid fight. So King's Row will probably be one of the best games to see. Junkertown, however, the Australian map. I mean, I know across the world people really hate Junkertown, and lots of Australian people also hate Junkertown because of how bad it is, how easy there's two types of bad. One bad makes it so good, and one bad just makes it bad. This is the kind of bad that actually makes it good. You have some 2CP games, right? And then people are like, oh, I hate playing this map because it's a bad map. It's like Horizon Lunar Colony, let's be honest. On the second point of Horizon Lunar Colony, if you get jumped, you can literally just walk in a spawn. The spawn door is like 2 feet away. It's so stupid. On this map, it's so open. The thing with a map being so open means both teams can't do sneaky things. If you're the attacking team and you want to do a sneaky dive from around a corner, then the attacking team will see you coming from a mile away. However, as the defending team, it also means you can't hide and try to catch them off guard. You have to, as the defending team, be right in the open and just fight them head on. Which is why we have lots of teams just run Bastion, because it's really hard to approach the Bastion on these maps. On some enclosed maps, you can avoid line of sight and then gap close to the Bastion and fight in front of his face, which puts him at a disadvantage. But on this map, when the Bastion can see everything miles away from him, then it's super easy to run him without actually getting focused down. And that's why Widow is also such a really good pick, because she can cover the whole area. Also, mobility is a huge issue here. Since it's so open, if you play a shield war, it is likely you'll lose, because you have to take so much damage off your shield before you actually approach the other team, which is why dive comp and high mobility impacts really well here. So it'll be interesting to see if teams actually run pirate ship, or do they run dive comp. Both can work, depending on how well they play it. As for Legion Tower, let's have Pyro go over that.
Yeah, alright. Well, Legion Tower obviously has a control map. There's less sort of map-based strats available a lot of the time. It generally comes down to how well the teams work together, coordinate, and focus fire. There are some funky things, like obviously on Gardens we see a lot of Farah because of basically the wide open aerial space with lots of high cover to duck behind. and those narrow bridges for boop targets.
Yep.
And likewise, we generally don't see a lot of Pharah in control center because it's a lot more closed in. It's more likely to see a lot of Ryan and Zaya in control center and a lot of Junkrat spam as well. To take advantage of those tighter spaces.
I think I'll just add to that. Another thing with Gardens is that it's got a really, really, really high skybox. So a really good Pharah can end up so high up in the sky that hit scans don't even work, simply because damage drop off at that range. So one option is that you just have to get your own pharmacy and counter them, or the other option is you have some Widow from spawn if you lose a fight. We often seen teams like pick a quick Widow from spawn, try to get that pick and switch to go in. But the Gardens has such a high skybox that sometimes even if you run hit scans against the pharmacy, they can't actually be touched because of how high up the Pharah is. Now I have personal experience against this. I play hit scan, some really good Pharahs on this map, and I'm like, well, I'm landing all my shots, but it doesn't work. It's just no damage. You can play McCree, and then eventually you're doing 14 damage per shot, and that's not even enough to like out damage the Mercy heal. So that's another strength of pharmacy on that map. So for Gardens, I honestly do think whichever team runs a better pharmacy will win. On Control Center, however, Ryan Zarya is a really popular option right now as well as tank stacking and Junkrat. So that will be another interesting map to see, because is like after King's Row, if both teams run tank stack, which I assume they probably will, after King's Row will probably be another the same result as Lijiang Tower Control Center. So really the deciding factor is Night Market, because there is no superior team comp on Night Market. You can run Pharmacy, you can run tanks. So Night Market is the one that will decide will come rather close. If you play Gardens, a team with a superior Pharmacy is likely to win. And on Control Center, a team with superior tank players or a Junkrat player or something is likely to win. But on Night Market, anything can happen. So, well, these should be some good games today, although I personally don't like the idea of having Lijiang Tower and King's Row in the same map pool, simply because they're the two fan-favorite maps, and I would like to see them put apart, rather than just have them all gone already. Looks like we're just waiting for 2 players, and then we'll start going.
Yes, for sure, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Pyron, that's you advertising on Facebook, right?
Yes, yeah, that is me.
Oh yeah, I've seen you comment on this other post something about someone talking about like GM games and OC or something. We all queue US West?
Yeah, well, as I just mentioned that all the GM players I know queue US West.
That's where you're wrong.
Oh.
See, there is a Discord server now made by some of the high-ranked GM players. Like, the minimal is like high GM essentially. The server is literally called Q now, by the way.
Okay.
And it's like people telling like, right, this is when we're gonna queue. So the other day, when everyone is actually queuing at the same time, we actually had like 4.1 games in OCE.
Fair enough. That's good to hear.
But other times, like, there's just not enough players queuing at the same time. That's why sometimes, like me and some other ones that I know from New Zealand, we have low ping to US West compared to Australia, because the limiting factor for ping to you across countries is not your internet provider or whatever. It's literally distance.
Yeah.
So regardless of how fast your internet is, at the current maximum rate from New Zealand, I have roughly 130 ping or 140. Whereas those from Australia have like 170, 180. So often when I queue in the mornings and stuff, I just wait like between 10 minutes and an hour and get a US West game without using a VPN or whatever, simply because it can't find me in an OC game. I just automatically get put onto NA.
Fair enough.
Which is why some of us have resorted to using VPNs simply because if you know you're gonna wait a couple hours for a US West game, why not just VPN to US West to make it 5-hour queue timer into a 2-minute?
Yeah, that makes sense. I know I got a friend based near Sydney that reckons he can VPN over to US West at about 100 ping which is impressive.
What?
I'm not sure how he managed it, but he reckons he can. I can ask him for you if you like.
Yo, I want to know how to reduce my ping. Playing on 140 ping, like I can't. So many characters you just can't play.
Yeah.
I play Genji, Shurikens don't register, Blade Cuts don't register, play McCree Shots don't register. Soldier works because, well, 25 shots, and if they're decently close enough. But McCree, it's a whole new level.
Yeah.
Some characters you just can't play, and if only I could. If I had lower ping on America, oh, easy games.
Hey, your boy is so late, Chifan! Oh, never mind.
Hey, there he is!
Why
And
is
it looks
it
like we're
winter?
about to start!
Okay, once again, it's me, Kama, at the house. We hope you guys have fun time with KTV tonight with no budget. It's very promising with Big Dog. Try to go on the top with their logo. It's the Year of the Dog, so wow.
Year of the Doge! Year of the Dog, guys! This is the sign! This is a sign that Big Doge is here to win. But can All Clock show us a different story? Both teams appear ready. Oh, no, we're just waiting for All Clock.
Let's get the thing go up and don't have to wait anything else.
And
Okay, there we go.
Okay, we're just going into the game now.
let's go!
Now entering King's Row.
Alright, I'm gonna go run over to my team real quick, tell them the strat, and we'll listen to what they have to say, so I'll be right back.
Not a problem. I think we're just waiting for the match start. It's still sitting in, not enough players. There we go. And yes, for those at home, list given, sorry, not list given, Yifang is, obviously, as per the conversation before, he's actually a top 500 OCE player. He's also the one of the coaches for the Big Doge, but he's also helping us out casting tonight. It is not just caster bias. His team has done a really good job at coming together. As we see these comps getting chosen, and they're going to be rolling out on the point fairly soon. There we go. And it looks like from the defending side we are going to have an Orisa D.Va defense, which is sort of, I suppose, a bit of both worlds, from a heavy tank anchor, but also the mobile D.Va to respond to threats as they come in.
So I think on Big Doge side, key player to watch out for is the Liskiven. If he does pick that Junkrat, he is a beast. He's been playing superb as one of the top players participating in this tournament, I have to say. But then on the other side of All Clock, I do know Liemi has been playing a decent D.Va as well, so maybe he can counteract the Junkrat.
So they have a very high ground defense behind that point, which...
So here we go.
Oh, no, they are dropping down. Okay.
Alright, so here we go. Here we see that the red team are running a 3-tank comp with the Junkrat.
Yeah, Big Doge pushing in now,
Big
and
Doge
they're just
speeding
going
right
straight onto the point. They have gotten split up a little bit from the Orisa Holt, but it looks like it's still working out. They've got the Zen already. That's one of the keys to victory in this fight.
It was a really good pull because it stopped all 5 members other than the D.Va of Big Doge. So D.Va flew in without realizing that her team has gone. But Big Doge have just stormed the point.
Yep. Yeah, they've still got control on this
And
fight.
there's just
One of the
nothing
healers down. It's just going to be so hard.
There's just nothing that All Clock can do.
Yeah,
There's
without
a
All Clock
tire
getting
already
any sort of
coming out
responding kill. Wow, that is a quick tire, but too little too
Not
late.
enough. Not enough. And here we go. Big Doge has secured the payload already.
And they're moving forward to hunt some of those kills.
Spawn down here. See how much they can get. We see JP already having that more put up nice and strongly. Cheetah,
recruiting in good order though. They're dropping back and grouping.
That is one charge Zarya on side see more ults coming out of both sides. Try to keep Cheetah alive, but that's not enough.
Oh, Cheetah's gone down. Now all that charge gone to waste.
They're falling back now. What else are we coming up? We do have a Bongo coming up real soon. Maybe that can be the answer to stop the momentum coming from Big Doge, but Big Doge have a huge amount of ultis coming up. Barriers down, and there's the Reinhardt drops.
Even
There's a
bomb over the
tire
top.
coming as well.
Oh,
a
good
huge
fire
tire.
that was given. That's taken out 3. The zoning ult from the Diva and the follow-up with that tire has just been a really great 1-2 punch there.
Yeah, it's split them apart, and there's only 3 ways they can go: inside, back, or towards the side alley. And either way, they'll get collateraled by the Junkrat tire. And Big Doge is just on a roll. 2 seconds staggered, and I don't think they can recontest this point.
No, it's going to be very unlikely they can mount any sort of defense. They just don't have the speed to go in. Oh, but they're going for it nonetheless. They've committed the supercharger, and the Pharah of Lynx has blocked that up.
Oh,
and great Pharah.
huge Pharah coming out from
That's
Orclock.
incredible. That is really nice move there from Orclock. They've managed to stabilize here. They did burn 2 ults to do it, but we are seeing some swaps on the part of Big Doge in response to that.
Big Doge have now picked up their own Pharah. This is Lilithgiven trying to assert his dominance as a superior DPS player. I see lots of people do that.
Yeah, now they do have both of the CC tank ults available for Big Doge.
If they combo with the Graviton, but then Jizargo can counter that with his own Transcendence right now. Unless Ram the Rock can drop a fast shatter and they can kill.
Ooh, Liz giving theirs down early, and
huge shatter coming out of Ram.
Big shatter, but they're not in
There's
position
no
to follow
follow-up.
up on it.
Oh, those 2 drop from O'Clock. But Ram 2 down from Big Doge. Oh, 3 down from Big Doge. That's a 3-on-3 trade. It's a 3-on-3 fight. Can this Moira ult answer?
Oh, there's a Diva bomb, and Lucio just barely gets in the cover there. Trouble with this one is the respawns are going to be pretty neck and neck on this point, but I think the defenders do have the slight edge in spawn distance.
Yeah. The defenders are back already, but Chainzill's the only one left. Chainsaw has to try back off, but can he actually get out? Oh, he's going
to lose that mech, and they're going to stagger that Diva.
Good defense coming out of the side of O'Clock.
Yeah, it looks like they've definitely been practicing in the last week. So definitely showing us a bit more than they did last week by the looks of it. Here comes the next offense. Cheetah going in very deep, and oh, there's the grab, but immediately responded by Transcendence.
There's another barrage
Quince
coming
goes
out.
in with another barrage. Does get 2, trades their life for it, but you'd be happy to take out both tanks. That's it, they do get the res in on run.
Actually, this looks really good for the side of Big Doge right now. Kills are just rolling in for them.
They've recovered, they got the sneaky res off on the run, and they've recovered really well.
They're trying to shut down the high charge Zarya, but he gets booped away.
It's just Moira stalling the point, not going to last any longer. That is going to roll through to 3rd. That's going to give them 3 minutes 15 seconds on the clock to close out this last point. Oh, this given goes down early. And looks like Big Doge are going to retreat there and regroup. No, Jay going in for the risky res. Gets booped away from it
that does
and
cost him his life. He got this killed in an 8 Pharah rocket.
And there's a self-destruct to try and catch them. Doesn't catch anything though.
Not much. The blue team have secured themselves on the payload. Jizargo kills himself somehow.
He must have fallen off there. That's a
Diva bomb.
Oh, that's a nice Diva bomb placement. DMT fortifying. DMT fortified just to save himself and was left very low after that, so they cleaned him up fairly easily.
Cusack looking for a Death Blossom right there. He gets booped away. He decides to use this.
Gone for it, but Defense Matrix is there
and
and slammed into the wall. But the Reinhardt dies right after that anyways. Still, it looks like Big Doge have secured this fight and will continue to push on through.
Can they get this Moira kill? They have now killed the Moira, and the Moira's now staggered. This will be really hard for the side of O'Clock to recontest because they're down their main healer.
Yeah, and DMT is just out there alone. He is just
DMT's really low. DMT gets picked out.
That's not good. Should have waited for the team before pushing in.
This given shoots his barrage. Gets two. Gets both healers.
Both healers are dead though.
Huge grab coming out of Cheater,
Up here.
and
Yeah,
this will go to Big Doge.
Big Doge pushed through 1 minute 44 on the clock.
That's a decent time.
That is a decent time. It can be
And
very
even if
easy
it-
to get stalled out there on the third one, so...
Even if it goes out again, if Big Doge can replicate their first offense onto the point, it only took them essentially 30 seconds to get the map. Get the first point, so that's a long time for Big Doge, as long as they can recreate their same offense. But now we'll have to see, how do they defend this point? So I already see a Junker coming out of the Liskiven. There's also a Mercy. That's an interesting pick, because without a Moira, they can't actually run a tank stack to have enough heals for that. But the Mercy does give Junkrat so much damage, and that might stop the attack of O'Clock simply because they took too much collateral before they can even push in.
Yeah, they might be favouring a hit scan based defense just because they're worried about running into Farah again. Twinks was getting some really good barrages in there and just some really good rockets in there. So you do have to worry when you're running a tank stack.
So now we do see a standard defense type comp coming out of Big Doge, the Orisa Hog combo. That is a strong anti-dive, and we do see that the side of O'Clock want to run a dive comp. It's with the exception of Soldier, but Soldier does work out really well with the dive as well. But they don't have enough shield break to actually shred through the Orisa shield.
Attackers
So
in 30 seconds.
the easiest target for them to currently dive is NRG and Cheetah. But can they execute that efficiently without the second dive DPS? If they do dive, they have to commit 3 members of both tanks and the Genji. So that will leave the ground members still very vulnerable with only a soldier for protection.
It'll be interesting to see how that execution goes. And just about to be underway now.
Attackers
As DMT caught in the trap right out the gate. There's going to be some free damage to Liskiven, who's already 30%.
Yeah, that's 30% to his bomb. I mean his tire. Nice. Nice hold.
Twinks
Genji's
moving
in already.
around on the high ground, but everyone else is sort of stalled in the choke at the moment.
They're taking too much they're taking lots of damage, but they can walk in. Now they're through, but Twinks is almost dead. Twinks takes so much damage, he's getting
Twinks
DMP is almost dead. And people on the side of O'Clock are getting dangerously low. Oh, they do try to secure the high ground over Cheetah.
Yeah, they have managed to make their way around and up without losing anyone. Cheetah is being dove
Cheetah has
on.
now lost the high ground, but Kusak drops to Ramrock, still DMP dives in. They've managed to take up NRG. But this fight's looking messy.
Both healers down for Big Doge. That's not a great...
Oh, goodness, higher answer. Oh, that's a huge time!
That's gonna totally swing that.
And that swing the fight back in the favor of Big Doge.
Absolutely, that's incredible. And that said, Twinks is still going on the point here.
It's only Ramrock holding alone as the Hog.
And the attacker's spawn advantage here.
They're back! Big Doge are back, and Ramrock has played behind the leftover Orisa shield and managed to survive towards the soldier. That was a really good play coming out of Ramrock. He has used his ult and gone. Here comes the ult out of the
There's the blade, huge blade, 3 kills already, and he's still going. 4
kills.
4 kills, but
NRG
5 kill blade. It's just Liskiven alone on the point, and they're still chasing him.
NRG hasn't managed to pick up his transcendence yet. He was 10% off when he put out that blade. If that blade was counted, maybe Big Doge could have stabilized there and continued to hold.
And they're pushing up now to try and stagger some of those respawns, but
the enemy has dropped his own life. Big Doge are going to swipe.
The thing is, they all died at the same time from the blades, so the respawns weren't going to be staggered. They probably should have realized that.
Aggressively. Are they committing to this? Big Doge look like they actually want to go in.
Cheetah's on the back of the cart.
Cheetah's there already.
The cart is not moving at the moment, and
Cheetah's get out now.
But,
and Cheetah's out.
Yeah, he's bought a good 10 seconds there. Just
however, there are 3 ults on the side of here's a...
Yep, there goes a self-destruct, zones them out, and they've committed the trance to come back into this one.
Has dropped. I think NRG popped that to save his own life actually, he was going to die to a demon bomb.
Oh, the kills are very much going in favour of Hawkluck here though.
Sure is. Big Doge did not execute their dives sufficiently. They decided who they're going to dive onto with that team comp. They're running a dive, but they're hesitating too much, and when you hesitate against a team that has a Reinhardt, And Soldier, when you don't have those shields and things to play behind, you can't win. You need to go in before they can actually output the damage onto you.
But they have regrouped here in decent order, and so they will have one last defense in this second stage.
So List Given is coming really close to his Genji Blade. Here's the Diva Bomb coming out of Chainsaw. Genji Blade coming out of the List Given. Can he pick up a kill?
He does get the Lucio, but here comes the counter sights.
There's a blade, counter blade coming out of...
Oh, gets the Zen, gets the...
both healers. Doesn't get much more. Ragnarok has committed his Primal Rage.
Oh.
Chainsaw is mech.
Cheetah sticks the bomb on Liamy's mech after demeching it.
Ragnarok has managed to kill both people with his ultimate, but he's dangerously low. And he just goes in to die.
Oh, that's a massive double kill from the dash there. I think it's just List Given on the cart there. It does look like it's across the line.
And the supports of Big Doge are back, but can they actually get out of this now? I think
NRG in a very dangerous spot. There he goes. Oh, and there goes Jay as well. That's going to put Big Doge in a very awkward spot with no healers. It's going to buy a lot of space for this card. And sure enough, DMT taking up all of that space and giving them lots of room. Cheetah coming in to aggress the back of the Reinhardt.
Nice kills coming, one kill.
Yeah, he goes a dive, and that's a good start. They have committed the Velt for the damage boost here.
I think that's the only ult they need for this fight to be won. And it looks like Big Doge can stabilize, although we do have 4 ults and a tactical... we have 4 ults on the side of All Clock, and they are close to the other 2. On the side of Big Doge, they have 3, and they're close to 2 more. It'll be up to NRG to try counter the Genji Blade with his Transcendence for this fight. That'll probably be a deciding factor.
Oh, there's a great pulse bomb. Good job from Cheetah, and that's gonna win. That's gonna be a free fight win right there. This is gonna buy them a little more time to build some of those ults.
Now.
List Given just poking up aggressively, trying to get the last bit of their ult.
So now he has his blade, but there's no defense ult except Lucio beat from the side of... Oh fuck, to counter this blade, but he doesn't even have the beat yet. Cheetah is taken down.
Cheetah down.
There's a good trans coming out of NRG.
Cool.
Countering
His blades,
multiple ults.
his blades everywhere.
List Given. His blade is... He's taken down too. NRG is now taken down, but this still is in the favor of Big Doge. They have respawns and there are people. Both supports drop from Big Doge.
At all, thanks to that Primal Rage from Ragnarok. And sure enough, looks like Big Doge are cleaning up the tail end of that fight. They've still got tanks up, so it's going to make it very hard for anything else to happen.
However, there is still now a Visor, which Big Doge might not actually be able to counter without Chainsaw's Defense Matrix. But that might not even be enough unless they kill him, because you can only hold Defense Matrix for so long.
There's the Sandbarrows they push in, and there's a counter Velk. Haven't committed the sights yet. Diva Mech over the top.
Bomb throws out zones, some people doesn't manage to get any.
Oh, they did get Lucio off the back of that one. And Tech Visor into and Dragon Blade at the same time, so they're just stacking those two ults together, and it's been pretty effective when they have, because they have been cleaning up.
The Big Doge reset. This will be really close, actually. Big Doge need to be able to get out, but this is coming dangerously close.
Cheetah should be able to get on cart, and he's going around back to get a good flank in there. Oh, but Moira's already sniffed it out.
Zoning Diva Bomb on the point.
Oh, Diva Bomb does pick up the List Given.
And right now, All Clock are in a really strong
All Clock are just, they're just taking all of those kills there. And that'll be it over the line. However, at only 42 seconds, they do have the lower time break. So we'll be seeing them take their attack on first stage and time bank now with 1 minute on the clock.
1 minute to 2 minutes. If Big Doge can hold for this first minute, at least they can no longer lose the game, right?
Absolutely, yeah, and it's depending on how the defense goes, it's Look, it's not impossible by any stretch to hold
Looks
for
like
this
they're
first
starting
minute.
with a dive comp straight off the bat.
Now, last time it did take Orcluck about 2 minutes or so to break through here, so if Big Doge can hold as strong as they did before, then they should be able to hold it up at this first point. But if Orclucks can
Attackers
come out with something
incoming in
unexpected or
30
get some
seconds.
strong early picks, then it should be... Oh, and we have a pause.
So with the time bank of games usually being only 1 minute, that is not 2 fights. So some people like to believe that's 2 fights, but if your first fight actually isn't clean by one side, then that is not 2 fights, but only 1. So
Yeah.
therefore, if Orcluck don't manage to take the point on this first attack, it'll be really hard for them to actually regroup in time to go for a second push. And then considering that if they lost that fight, ult advantage will also be on the side of Big Doge. So they really need to get it in this first fight, and that's a really
5,
that's really pressuring on the side of Orcluck. So let's see how they can manage this.
attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Well, they don't have to worry about Junkrat spamming the choke, but I don't know if they know that yet, or they will now. So they work their way around the statue. Look, they've gone straight onto the high ground there. They're coming after Cheetah, who immediately abandons that position.
Ram dives in, but gets
Yep, the
nothing.
counter dive has gone in onto Orclucks, and they're
This
collapsing
given
now.
has dropped.
Oh, that's 2 kills. 3 kills in favor of
Orcluck are gonna
Orclucks.
take this point.
30 seconds.
Big Doge can't re-stabilize against this. They've dropped too many people. Diva's the mech.
Losing the mech there as well is not great for them.
60 seconds remaining.
10 seconds left as the cart starts to get rolling. So we're going to be heading into overtime, which means that they are going to need to stay on that cart.
Big Doge are desperately backing out to try not feed any ults. Chainsaw doesn't have his Diva mech yet, so that's a huge factor in this game. He needs to get that mech back in time. And there's
Yeah,
Big Doge.
Liam in the same position, although
But
the
the-
chainsaw's got
both
his
sides
now.
have got their mech.
Yep, there we
See
are.
how Big Doge can take this fight. And Cheetah is getting close to his ultimate. Bliss Gibbons in a dangerous position. Oh, he manages to get out after both healers healing him. Decided to take this fight now. Ram engages.
Renrock jumping in.
No ult on both sides yet. Ram getting dangerously low. Ram
Oh.
down. Kitty Blade coming out.
Straight into the back line, but he
That is-
dives for it, doesn't get
Keep
anything
going.
from the blade.
Winston is alone and so deep. There's 2 offense ult from the side of Big Doge.
Oh, here comes the ult from Big Doge, they should have this.
And Big Doge have secured the payload, and that will be it for this round.
Alright.
That was looking really dire for a second there, but Big Doge still have both their support ults.
Yeah, I suppose they did have all the tools they needed there. And now it'll just come down to how well Orcluck can hold on to this first point, and how many fights they can bleed out of Big Doge before they lose it.
Although for 1 minute, I think that was a pretty good offense coming out of Orcluck.
Absolutely. We've definitely been working hard in the last week, and it's good to see them really putting in the effort there.
Orcluck need to think of something to respond to the tank stack. Oh, instead of Junkrat, they're now running quad tank.
Oh, that's that's a lot of meat on the point. But at the same time, Orcluck have
Responded with a Reaper and 3
Yeah.
tanks.
so it looks like they are half expecting this.
Attackers
I suppose
incoming.
there was already a tank heavy lineup coming in the first time, so
This will be interesting
they're
to see.
expecting to see tanks, and they're hoping that they've got enough there to deal with it.
This will be interesting to see because they're keeping a Zenyatta, and they want the Zenyatta to disco target so they can actually shred through the tanks as well with the Reaper. However, if the Reaper is looked at by the tanks on the side of Big Doge, the Reaper is actually really ineffective against this team comp, whereas
absolutely.
Junkrat is much stronger.
Yeah, Diva can absolutely just keep that Reaper locked down for far too long. But looks like the Reaper's... Oh no, Reaper has been
Has
spotted out.
And Big Doge is speed onto the point once again. Eva dives in and the
Oh,
Jazago
early
is taken out.
kill on the Zenyatta, however
They
Renrock
trade
goes down in
Renrock.
response, DMT goes down in response to that, so Big Doge definitely up in this one.
Nimi is the mech, and that looks like it's a favor.
Oh, and that
Looks like a
hook onto
But he's
Reaper,
not
but he
killed.
gets away.
I mean,
the way
this does
he built
look
up.
dominantly in the favor of Big Doge. They also have respawns coming in. Remember?
That's at 84%. No, no. Reaper was at 85%
And the
volt
list
charge. If he
given
could get
is
that one
going
up and get that
huge.
Diva DMX. But
Both.
it's going to be a fight win for Big Doge as they move forward.
Zago
keep
is
those
nowhere near
points.
Transcendence to counter the ultimate from the list given. And they're getting these
Oh, they're
staggers.
staggering.
They're getting huge staggers. They've no.
It's gonna make
This is a
managing
display of
very
confidence.
difficult.
And Kusak uses his Reaper ultimate
Oh,
and take
no.
it down.
In there.
Oh no,
This is not good for all clock.
that is not good for all clock at all. They needed that ult, and they
That
needed
was
to get
a
value
demonstration
out of
of teamwork coming out from Big Doge. They clearly know, they have the confidence, they know they've won the fight and they can push up. They left one person on the point before they even capped it. And they're just
it.
going
Liam
huge, they're still going in.
Yeah,
Luke Given is
they're
chasing
still.
down the aim. The aim
All
is down.
clock are starting to regroup, but they've only got 4 people there. Oh, and they caught the
Graviton
grab.
coming in.
Oh
Zago
no,
doesn't have a
that's,
chance. That
it.
is the game.
that's the end there. There may still be a soldier alive, but he's not going to be able to get
That
any.
was a beautiful attack coming out of Big Doge. After Big Doge managed to take game 1. It was close, but at the same time, it wasn't close. After looking at the attack of Big Doge on the first time, it wasn't actually that good. There was definitely a chance for All Clock to hold it, but after they just brought out their quad tank in that overtime, in that 2-minute push, that was dominant.
Yeah,
However,
it was
look
just
at those cards. That is a huge play coming out of Twinks and Liemi's objective time.
Yeah, no, Twinks was really popping off with those Dragon Blades. It was great to see. Really close game, all things considered. Obviously, that last offense was very, very powerful on the part of Big Doge, but by and large, a good close game, and hopefully we continue to see some very competitive Overwatch here.
So now we're going to be on a break. I'm going to go join my boys as well and give them a rundown.
Not a problem. And so we'll have a bit of a 5-minute break just to give the coaches a chance to speak to their teams about how that match went, offer tips, advice, things to tighten up, and just get things ready. And I know definitely last week we saw a big improvement from one of the teams between the first and second map. So that coaching time obviously very important for our teams here.
Yes, definitely for that, right? How do you feel that game? Like, in my opinion, like, Liz Given with that Preseason holding that for the very final fight is pretty smart play. That's pretty smart play indeed.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, Liz Given I was expecting to pop off because he obviously he is one of the star players of the team. Him and Cheetah just do incredible tag team work together. But honestly, I didn't see as much of him as I sort of was expecting. Whereas we saw so much from Twinks, and just some really incredible team wipes as they stack the Dragon Blade and Tac Visor, and everyone's running around worrying about the Genji, and meanwhile Soldier's just cleaning up in the background. So just really, really well executed team wipes on the part of All Clock there.
Yes, and you see they using like the same icon with the dog that's the team spirit right there. I love it. Oh my god, can't wait to cast for the playoff, man. It's gonna be so cool and awesome with everyone doing so well, and that's improvement from like 2 weeks. It absolute massive, like Big Dog going huge. With the team play, even they got rolled for a bit on the control, they still able to do the job like well done.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna just quickly run to the fridge and grab my water bottle because I forgot to bring that to my desk.
Absolutely.
So I will be right
in
back.
3 minutes, boy. 3 minutes back. Don't be anywhere.
No, I won't be long.
I'm just saying to the everyone.
Alrighty, and we're just still on break at the moment, just be another couple of minutes. Be interesting to see what these teams run in Junkertown. Obviously already we've seen a couple of different comps out of both teams. And I'm sure, given Junkertown's open nature, we'll see a couple of different comps again. Probably see some Widowmakers from both teams. I think Cheetah plays Widowmaker for Big Doge.
In my opinion, they could play Bastion to Hanzo and Widow. Like, that's the best one.
Certainly been seeing a lot of Overwatch League teams running that one.
I love it. Like, actually, because Hanzo kind of like McCree, if you have a good aim, like if someone close to you, one headshot. Widow, most like kind of like, you know, in the long range shooting. Then with a good aim, you can just have the clutch one, like kill everyone. Like, it's pretty awesome. Bastion, I think in this point, it's kind of like a bait, but it's also very powerful bait. Because Bastion and Orisa, when you go on the payload, you need to contest the payload, right? And if you want to go to the payload, you need to kill the other sniper who really close to you. So that's kind of like the plan for like the Junkertown mostly. However, I see some teams they doing some different strat, like they doing DICOM, like they don't let the enemy team go out of the spawn, and that's actually working. So I'm hopefully to see that happening around here now.
Yeah, there's a few different strats that people have come up with to try and stop up that first point. Junkertown point A is just so heavily attacker focused, though. There's so much of an advantage there. It's actually ridiculous how hard it is to get any sort of hold there. So anytime you manage in ranked or whatever to get a hold on Junkertown A, congratulate yourselves for managing to organise yourselves, and probably BM the enemy team for being so disorganised they drop Junkertown A. But don't BM. We're all community people here. We can't encourage BM.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Does he come back? Hello, G4.
I'm back, boys.
Oh, everything looks so cool. Everyone ready? I think everyone ready. So let's hit this button. And here we go. We're ready again. Junkertown, welcome to Junkertown. Miss Kema.
Good old Australia. But I'm not from Australia, so this ain't my map.
I mean, you're in Australia.
No, I'm New Zealand.
Oh, my apologies. You mentioned that before as well.
Don't lump me in with you Australian.
Oh, look, we got a pause already.
Look like someone out to boss.
What side needed the pause?
Someone DC, I believe. Yep.
Liam
yes, it does look like Liam has DC'd.
On a side note, Liami is a cosplayer, guys.
Yes,
And
he
what
is.
it is literally called Liami cosplay. I love it when there's like manly ass dudes with beards do like Sombra cosplays. Those are like funny as like, you know, those kinds.
Have you seen his Diva cosplay and Little Legend cosplay? He's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow. Check
If I had the money, I'd do cosplay too.
check it Twitter. Liam made Twitter cosplay. You can see like a lot of it's really beautiful one. Like he did a good job.
A lot of what? I heard a lot of boobs. Kimba, this is a PG channel. Hello.
No, I mean like a lot of beautiful cosplay. Sorry, I'm
Are you gay?
no.
Easy.
Yo, have you been hiding this from us this whole time?
No, I'm just saying. I just kind of like vlogging a little bit. Cause everyone having each other, so well, why not plug in something here? Oh wow. Oh, someone say learn everything from G-Fan. Interesting. Is that your student? Holy crap.
Pardon?
Check the match chat. It's already saying.
Oh, yeah, Ragnarok has learned from me. I mean, everyone on my team has learned from me. I'm their coach. That's why I have confidence in them. Well, I mean, I've attended those scrims, and, you know, scrims are looking good.
Wow.
I guess there are some unexpected things that can happen in the game on the game day rather than scrims, but generally speaking, like if you can beat a team in scrims, there's no reason you can't beat them in the actual game. You know.
That's true.
Never. But then don't be too overconfident. That can lead you down. And essentially, that's what my team was doing there. So in that game, that was a prime example of Big Doge just outplaying O'Clock through mechanics, mostly mechanics. That's why the fights were really close. Because Big Doge, when they were executing their dives, they didn't execute. They weren't dives once they switched on the dive comp. There was not a single time where like they all followed up, especially on that like first when they defended with the dive comp on that 1 minute attack for O'Clock. Big Doge actually had Ragnarok jump in, but then when he jumped in, he was alone, and he jumped into the other team. Chainsaw didn't follow him, and there was no follow-up. So as you can see, there's clearly miscommunications coming out of the side of Big Doge. Maybe they can pick up their game this time.
Well, you never know. In Junkertown, anything could happen.
Yeah, Junkertown.
It's Australia. Anything could happen.
Australia, anything can happen.
Yeah, like today, I just see someone like pretty handsome guy. Then
What? You're gay?
no. Listen,
Easy.
Listen to my story. Okay, I see a guy very handsome. I have to say like he's pretty good. Like he pretty like his workout like body like pretty awesome. Like any guy could be with him, right?
Yep.
But then he was like walking on the street with a girl, and then in 10 seconds he just kissing another guy on the left side. I was like, what?
So he's gay. No, wait, he's
What?
bisexual if he's with a girl and a guy. But let's not question him.
Guys,
It doesn't matter. That's his thing. What was the point of the story? Oh yeah, anything can happen in Australia. Doesn't that mean you can be gay as well, Kima? There's no need.
It's just a joke. Sorry, my bad joke. I'm not very good at that. But anyway, let's get
I
back
think
to.
I think we are ready to resume.
The enemy is back, so let's start this up now. On the defensive side, we have who is defending first? O'Clock is defending. And on the attack, we have.
Well, the attackers are
Doge.
definitely indicating a classic, or near classic, pirate ship strat. But of course, at this stage, we may see some changes now because
This is an interesting idea coming out of O'Clock to try to defend against a pirate ship with their own pirate ship.
it can definitely work. They'd basically be relying, I suppose, on the Diva defense matrix to give them the edge there and make sure that they win the shield break first.
Another part is the soldier. But what I don't
Yeah.
like about their team comp of this countering with their own pirate ship is that the fact they're running soldier and bastion, which two characters are can almost be identical, is a huge issue. Because
Yeah, I
they're
feel
both like ranged hit scan type characters, right? And they can't actually answer to any flanks or whatnot if that comes out of the side of Big Doge. But our
And
Big
they are
Doge
setting up for the spawn trap there, so
looks like Big Doge are expecting something.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
and that's the
They've seen the setup, and this is gonna get dicey. And the card is moving. Oh,
Big Doge can just retreat back into the spawn. And that's what they're doing. If Cheater at this point just gets
Shit.
on the payload, oh, Cheater gets a huge pick on the.
counter kill on the Orisa, but List Given is down. Yeah, I really think Cheetah should have gotten on the payload and gotten that moving, or someone needs to get on that payload.
So now we
There
see
we
them
go.
sitting up on the payload, but they're missing the Bastion. And with them pushing the payload up, actually, it's half the Bastion catch up and set up. So now they're gonna lose the shield immediately, so
Yep.
because the other side have that huge shield break.
Yeah, I think they've misplayed that one. That said, Miami's boosting up into the sky, I think, to keep the mech safe. Oh, to give the Mercy a sightline to fly over, of course. And down goes List Given again. So that's
There's the Bastion all coming out of the side from Twinks. Can they
that's just
actually
gonna
reach
chase. They're just going to chase Big
They
Doge.
can't get back from this. Big Doge
Cheetah
are playing
trying to
against
get the
Bastion.
sightlines, but not quite. Oh, Twinks gets caught. Does get away though.
Oh, and the List Given is
This
down
one
again.
Time may have come to give up on the Bastion because you don't have control of the payload and you're not going to be able to get set up on it.
Yeah.
And sure enough, he's gone over to the Genji.
And that's entire team comp switch coming out of the side of Big Doge.
No, he's gone to Tracer now. Oh yeah, no, sorry, that's Cheetah going over to Tracer from Widow.
Get behind the barrier.
Now
They're going to be looking to dive. Cheetah.
Cheetah has a huge one clip on the Kus.
That's going to
my god, that was
very nicely. Yeah, that was.
Cheetah is now harassing the backline, but there's no answer to them.
Lemmy moving in, but Diva's there to cover that defense. Twinks is pressured out, and down he goes. That
and DMT is alone as well.
Yeah, too many people chasing the Tracer there.
And this is why I said I don't like the defense coming from O'Clock against the. It won't work against flankers. So now there is complete control of the payload. Lemmy is D-mech.
Yep. Yeah, that's going to be a first point take.
Let's see what's going underneath. And they managed to pick up Elementix. And I don't think it'll be. Yeah, and I don't think O'Clock can contest it.
Now, if they do, they're just going to be. Oh, Twinks gets a kill onto the Diva mech.
And Big Doge is going in deep.
Oh, Cheetah is just.
Cheetah is just popping up. Cheetah has a stick as well. Cheetah is going huge.
Just some incredible plays from Cheetah there as Big Doge change up their comp
kills
and get an
he
easy
just
point A take. And let's given set up, hidden in the backline, ready to pounce.
Ready to make that blade do work. And on the side of O'Clock, they don't have any defense ults. With the Mercy changes, Mercy ult is actually an offense ult now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Elementix's one doesn't do enough as well, so they have nothing to answer Let's Given's blade. And there we go, here it comes out.
Oh, there it comes, and
he shuts down the Mercy Valkyrie as well.
Oh, very nice.
Liam is taken down.
Baby Diva gone, going for...
Elementix is down, and this is just in the favor of Big Doge.
Yeah, they're going to get this one all the way through B off the back of that, I think. I very much doubt Orclock's going to be able to mount a decent defense. And with Big Doge pushing up like that, that pretty much guarantees that Orclock's not going to be able to get through.
Oh, wait.
Oh, Twinks is on the cart, but he's alone on the tark.
Liami's coming in, but can the two of them's not enough?
No,
they're both dropping red. Liami is D-mech. Liami is taking down just Twinks. Twinks is half, and Twinks is going to be in the 1v6 scenario. This guy's... Yeah. But DMT commits the full range to this.
But there's no one there to come in. There's no kills. There's no opportunity.
1,000 health. That is a clear sign of miscommunication coming out of the side of O'Clock, because DMT has just fed 1,000 ult charge to the entire team of Big Doge,
and they're still getting staggered. Kusak came up as well as DMT died.
And this is a huge. This is just,
but got caught out. They're just
huge plays coming out of the side of Big Doge. Big Doge have almost 5 ultimates, and the side of O'Clock only have 2 at the moment. Although they are coming close to a Diva bomb,
and there comes some ults. Oh, Zen down straight away as this cleans up both supports. So it's gonna be another.
Big Doge are just taking this fight.
And the bubble there, they had a very easy place to retreat to already.
So what can O'Clock do? Now O'Clock can respond with their Soldier Visor and their ult from the Coalescence, but Coalescence there are 2 offensive ults, but is that enough to answer to the beat drop and the Coalescence from side of Big Doge?
They need to get some clean fights and some
Cheetah's
good
taken down.
Getting a kill on the Cheetah at the start's a good start.
That's a Big Doge, that's a bomb coming out.
Losing DMT is not a great sign though. This Given is cleaning up there, dashing through 3 people.
That's another one.
And I dare say Big Doge had this one across the line.
And there's nothing that
2 minutes still on the clock. DMT's not going to get there.
DMT has
actually... Oh, he does! He does get there!
But he can't do anything, he's just taken down. Oh, he managed to pick up Ragnarok! But can the side of O'Clock stabilize? And nope.
It's not.
1 minute 59 left for Big Doge. Big Doge
all things,
extremely strong
all things
with that
considered.
dive.
Yeah, once they moved on to the dive, O'Clock, they just kept staggering their defense. They were never in a position to properly defend for the team fight. Even at the end there.
Big Doge's dive is looking completely different to what they had last game. If you remember when they switched to the dive, they were still losing so many fights to O'Clock and their dive. But this time O'Clock just didn't mount a proper fight ever since point A. And Big Doge had essentially... The only stalls they got were throwing bodies at the point and just wait and just delaying for a couple seconds each. Although it does stack up to like maybe 20-30 seconds, but every one fight is equivalent to more than that, so...
Yeah, I mean, that said, because of the early defense, they did bleed a lot of time off the clock. Big Doge only finishing with 2 minutes on the clock there, despite how quickly that push was once it got rolling.
So, for me, personally, I often think that for an attack and defense, right, on payload type maps, the amount of time you have left when you take the first point is roughly the amount of time you have left when you end. And this has almost always proven true. It's just a general trend, because ultimately you get the amount of time you get for street phases and last point is and the amount of time you need, even if you were just plain walking the payload up, is really close. It might be half. So if you just had 3 people sitting on the payload and the next 2 points without any contesting, it'll still almost take half the time you're given. And so any sort of delay to that will reduce that timing. So it's really hard to actually not overtime. If you overtime the first one, it's really hard to not overtime the next 2 points. And therefore,
yeah, absolutely.
So O'Clock did take 2 minutes off the clock against Big Doge's first attack, and as a result, Big Doge only have 2 minutes left. So that has proven true once again.
Yeah, it's a shame they couldn't mount defense coming out of third point, because that third point can really stall things up.
This is a really interesting defense coming out of Big Doge. They have a McCree and a Hanzo with fire ship. What are they thinking? Maybe they want to use the Hanzo to zone them off. But Chasewell's hooked, Chasewell's taken down. But they're traded, the Orisas have been traded.
That said, the Mercy Res is there to get the Orisa back up. Oh, but there goes Twinks. The Hanzo arrow does get through. Josie got for a very risky res. Does get the res through, but trades their life for it.
Is that worth it? And Big Doge are just falling apart. I really don't know what Big Doge are trying to pull.
This still just uncontested on this high ground though.
Cheetah has managed to pick up 2
there he goes.
Well. Cheetah's got outside, but what is he doing?
Cheetah, what are you doing, Cheetah? What were you going to get from that? Is he going to swap off?
They're switching to a dive, but the list given had Hanzo, but he gave it up. Whereas with that Hanzo, he could have easily zoned off the Bastion from the payload.
If you're going to swap hero and you've actually got it up, why not fire it from spawn?
Exactly. Oh yeah. At least do it for fun, right? Listen,
yeah, like you probably won't get anything, but if you're swapping anyways, why not? It doesn't take you that much extra time. And we do have a recontest coming in though, but so far it's messy actually. They might just know with that with Listgiven going down there. It does look like O'Clock will clean this one up eventually. It's just a matter of catching Cheetah, and there it is. Unfortunately, Twinks and Kursak spawning back at the
Zargo probably dropped off the map so she can get a faster respawn right back. Fair enough. Zargo's equal at the same timing as the Mercy, so they're back. And O'Clock are set up on the payload. JP has been seen, and both DPS have been seen on the side of things.
Oh, Cheetah gets hooked down and taken out. Start a fight.
What is Big Doge going to do here? Are they still going to commit onto the payload?
Yeah, they're going in.
There's a supercharger
coming out. The roll there is going to make that dive very painful though. And sure enough, the massive damage boost from that supercharger.
So it's kind of Big Doge needs to reset. But it doesn't look like Big Doge going to recontest this one. Energy does manage to get a kill out of Mintek, but that's not enough to do anything for the Titans.
Yeah, it's just going to get rezzed up and Cart continues on. So far, O'Clock are making very good time.
5 minutes of O'Clock walking into this point.
And the pirate ship continues to roll.
Cheater has landed a pulse bomb onto the Bastion. That's a good spot for the attack of Big Doge. Big Doge dives in. They manage to pick up Mercy. Cheetah is res. Liami drops.
And the Valk being committed there as
Snuff
well.
also
Should
drops,
manage
and that
a very
is
easy cleanup.
a good fight coming out of Big Doge. Once again, huge play coming out of Cheetah, landing that pulse bomb to the Bastion. Not that it's supposed to be particularly hard, but that timing was the opening they needed.
Absolutely, and sure enough, they've dropped the Bastion, understanding.
So now,
that,
once again, on the side of O'Clock, they don't have any defense ults, and Listgiven has his blade ready. Cusack does have his Hanzo ult, but without a Zarya Graph, can't really catch much people. How Big Doge going to take this point? Engaging with the Diva Bomb.
That's Diva Bomb goes into the shield, but the shield goes down before.
But the tanks were separated from the entire backline. The backline is now dropping. Although the payload is still just moving right now. Big Doge is C9ing the point. And they've managed to get a quarter off the point.
Liam is just sitting on that payload, just getting so much.
Liami's almost got half the point.
He's been caught out now, and
it's a huge stagger at least coming out, but nonetheless, that was completely unnecessary from the side of Big Doge. They let's be honest, they only got like a third of the point just by sitting there.
It's a whole team fight's worth of progress right there.
So they've shortened their contest from 2 fights into 1 fight now, because once the side of O'Clock wins 1 more fight, they can pretty much get the payload there. And even if not, Big Doge won't be able to mount a second full offense. However, we do have lots of ults on both sides.
Is how do you miss a Roadhog? Listgiven committing the blade there. Oh, there goes the Dragons. That's just going to disrupt that team fight, but I don't think it's going to do enough.
It manages to pick up a kill with a chainsaw.
Fever off the back of it, yeah. But
that fight still looks
with the Valk
oh, Big Doge.
It's not going well for O'Clock there. Oh, DMT trying to retreat, but he's got trouble behind him, and he does get staggered. And Twinks is not in great shape either, but Moira is there to top him up.
Twinks does have his Genji blade, and since the Transcendence minute just now, Twinks, if Twinks can land the huge blades like he has been in the previous game, they might be able to take this one.
Yeah, they definitely got the opportunity there. That said, they're probably not going to get it in time to
with JP sitting on the high ground and the Valkyrie, maybe she can get away.
They're coming straight into the high ground there, but Blade's not coming out as of yet.
They're pushing the car. They're not fighting on the car. NRG drops down off the payload.
Oh,
JP drops. Huge Diva Bomb comes picking up that. And Twinks doesn't manage to get anything. Oh, no, he does
gets
out of
that.
Maybe with the Valkyrie up in the air. NRG is red, but with the Valkyrie in the air, that is really hard fight for O'Clock to win. And Liami is now demeg. Lots of people on the side of O'Clock, dangerously low.
Throwing the rock down. No, there. Yeah. Oh, and the blade from Listgiven should clean this one up.
Managed to clean it up, but I don't think it was necessary.
Oh, well, I mean, Twinks is still up, so maybe.
Twinks almost got an entire another blade from that fight. He used it in that fight, and now he's back onto 80% already.
Yeah, it's definitely worrying, but they will have the Transcendence up this time.
So, if Cheetah gets a few picks with that pulse bomb, this will be in the favor of Big Doge. In fact, if he can get a pulse bomb right now and just pick 2 people, this will shorten the fight. Got the fight going up there.
Listgiven's gone down. Elemental though in response.
And this looks in the favor of Big Doge because everyone on Big Doge is healthy, whereas the side of O'Clock have just lost their main tank.
Oh, committed trans there.
Trans has
all the blades come out. So that could be an opening. Oh, the Cusack goes down. No, that's
blades, but
he pulls the blade, but unfortunately everyone died just as he was pulling that out.
He pulled the blade from on the other side of the map. He somehow managed to pick up the JP because he was low, but that was almost an NAO.
My ultimate is charging.
Now 20 seconds on the clock. It's looking rough for O'Clock, although they still do have ults, unlike Big Doge, but
Listgiven is awfully close to that blade. Maybe he'll get it this fight and do some.
Listgiven does build blade very distressingly quickly at times. I've been on the receiving end of that. NRG alone on the cart gets sniffed out.
Drops.
And yes, this fight looks like it is going in favor of O'Clock.
Big Doge has recognized they lose the fight, so they're not committing any ults. Well, actually, they only have ults to commit. But they're all dying on the car, and they've all died together, so now they can actually mount a defense. I mean, another defense
they'll
just
have,
before the point.
they'll have one chance to retake here, and they're in a
They
good
do have
position to
3
manage
ults
it.
for this as well. If they just walk out with the Valkyrie,
Yep, they are waiting, they're not staggering themselves out.
There's a
The
Valkyrie
DMT's
coming
up
straight
to
out.
Primal Rage it and split it, so...
Gilly Bay coming out of this
Blade.
given.
Sound barrier committed.
2 people drop from the side of our clock. There's a Diva Bomb. That's a good bomb.
Oh, that's a
Managed to
nice
pick up
Diva
2.
Bomb. Picks up 2.
JP manages to get the Riz off on the
Yeah,
Ragnarok.
does get the Riz
This
on
is huge.
Ragnarok. That's huge.
Energy is dropped. Another Diva Bomb coming out.
That's self-destruct.
That's a huge Diva Bomb.
That's the end of it. That's
That's
the
all
end of
it-
that.
that's what
There's
Big Dog
no
needs.
way. There's
Twinks
no
pulled
way.
out his
Oh my
blade.
god, Twinks is pulling the blade. I say there's no way, but this man's blades have been incredible. Can he do it? Trying to cut through the tanks. Doesn't manage it, but he's still going. The DMT coming back in. This is incredible. They're doing it. They're winning this fight. They are managing it. But the respawns are coming in. The respawns are coming in hard
It's
for
just
Big
Twinks, it's
Doge, and it
just
looks like,
Twinks. Well,
the numbers
Sago
finally
up,
over, but more respawn waves coming through from Orclock. This is incredible. This fight just keeps going. Finally DMAC. But here comes their Moira. That's a lot more burst healing. Pulse Bomb committed. Doesn't get anything. They're going for it. But with no mech there, and that
Dragon Blade
blade
comes
coming
out of
out, this
Loose
should be the end.
Wow, that's
That
what
one
a
just
last
kept
fight.
going. And Big Doge managed to stall that one out and hold Orclock before that 3rd point. But a marathon effort there from Orclock as they almost turned that one around.
They almost got it. This was an game-ending fight.
Yep, absolutely, and that was the blade that secured victory for Big Doge.
Twinks is doing so much work for the side of Orclock, but nonetheless, the list given is also contributing. It's literally a battle between these DPS players. For the side of Orclock to actually take more games, they need to hop off the back of Twinks, and Cusack needs to pick his game up. He just isn't contributing enough as a DPS player for their team. And on the other hand, Orclock need to answer to the list given on the DPS. So we'll now enter a 5-minute break, and we'll see you guys then.
No worries. So with that win, we are seeing Big Doge pick up the win of this match here, but we will still be going on next to Lijiang Tower, because map scores may be important for playoffs down the track. Wow, what a game. And you with us again, Kima, or are you... I think Kima may still be busy with something. Oh, there he is.
I'm just back. Holy crap. Oh, there we go. It's more fun. That's so cool. Like the game, just massive.
Yeah, just what an incredible final fight there. And just what an incredible performance from both these teams. I mean, obviously Big Doge have won this matchup, but I'm really hoping to see Orclock maybe manage to steal the 3rd map just to get a win on the board there, because at the moment they're 0 for 5, and their performance tonight, they deserve a bit better than that. Like, they have been putting in a stellar effort, and just barely coming up short. So, hopefully they're able to steal Lijiang Tower, and if not, hopefully they stay stay on their game and don't get demoralized, because they do have another game up next after this, and it'd be great to see them get some wins. Don't know if we do at this stage. Welcome back.
Day.
Oh,
What
What a day.
What a day.
As they
What
say,
a day.
no plan survives contact, eh?
Looks like our game is the only one that's actually going successful.
Mm-hmm.
Liz Given is just warming up at the moment, although someone did just drop from All Clark. Hopefully they'll be back soon.
So we're all ready.
There we go. We'll get back online. Oh, hello everyone. Welcome to another episode. I mean, third map, whatever it is. They're gonna be a thing called. What the hell? Where they are coming?
Where's All Clark going?
They're back.
The last map gonna be Lisan Tower. What you guys want? Lisan Tower, Lunar New Year, or Lisan Tower no more?
Oh, of course the New Year's one, man. Gotta get in that spirit. Woo! Oh, you're the dog. You're the Doge, big Doge. China number one.
China number one? What the hell?
Yeah, we're playing Lijiang Tower, of course. China number one.
Oh wow, of course. Okay, let me ask everyone, ready or not? This is the best
Let's
one.
fucking go. This is it. I mean, Big Doge have already secured this win, but nonetheless, they want to have a clean record of 0 losses. So, or 0 maps dropped. So let's see how they manage on this one.
Hey, Gamer, we don't forfeit, by the way. Our sixth came back.
Okay, good luck with that, Acacia.
But he's lagging like
That's great, Acacia. We are live right now.
Thanks. I had to tell you. Bye.
Oh my god. What a
Good
day, guys.
Good
What
to
a day.
hear that it's yeah. It's good to hear that one of our other teams does not have to forfeit the game. Oh, and we have a pause. Did someone
Why
DC?
have we have?
It'd be an auto pause due to a DC.
Oh, okay.
Lady
well,
has dropped again.
Unlucky. It seems like we're gonna have almost mirror comps coming out of both sides, because I did see Kusak lock that Junkrat for a second there. Twinks is playing the Zarya, and we all know the enemy plays Diva. So this actually does look like a mirror comp coming out.
Ooh, triple tank. That could be very interesting.
So, with this mirror comp, I have to say, what decides what makes the difference between the two teams that are playing the same comp, or like same comp in this case, the triple tank with this Junkrat? The key difference is which team's Reinhardt is better. Because the better Reinhardt will manage his shield better and actually push forward to make space for their team, and that's a huge part, as well as how well the Junkrat can actually put out damage. On the Diva is also to matrix the Reinhardt when he's making space, and most importantly, how fast can Zaryas get grabbed. Not to say the Moira ult actually comes up fast as, so both teams will essentially have Moira ult at the same time and they just use them. It's from there that we have to actually have a look at Reinhardt and Junkrat players from both sides. And that will make a difference in this game. So
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know about DMT's Reinhardt. I've seen Ram's Reinhardt. It's okay. That's all I can say. However, I do know that the Liz Given is a really good Junkrat player. We've seen that in the previous games, and maybe we'll see it, and we'll see it here again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see how Twinks goes on the Zarya, because obviously Twinks has been pretty much the star DPS player of All Clock at the moment.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting how they perform on the Zarya role. I don't know if they've
on the other side,
spent a lot of time.
We have seen the Liz Given play Zarya once last on King's Row, but this time we have Sheeta, so let's see how this goes. Also, Kema, can you please DM me the PayPal account which I should send money to for donations? I'm not sending them through Streamlabels because Streamlabels take money away.
Did you just send on a stream label? Holy crap.
No, I didn't send it there. I don't want to because they take money. So
Oh, yeah,
give me the
true.
actual PayPal account.
Yeah. You want to send me money?
Yeah, I'll send money as part of the donations for this game,
Okay, thank you.
for this tournament. I'll send it from my dad's account because I don't have my own PayPal. Lol. I just have all my boosting money sent there and whatever.
Okay, Okay, sure. I will send you that my PayPal.
I'm just having a quick look at Twinks' hours, and it actually looks like Twinks has spent a fair amount of time playing Zarya, so...
Oh,
That's
this will be
actually their second most played hero from last competitive season, behind their game.
Overall third most played, so definitely will be a strong one there if he can perform so well already.
Oh, I think we've just lost you, Fang.
It's a lot cheaper. Oh.
Pardon?
Oh, there we are. You're back.
Yeah,
You just trailed off there.
Are you still okay?
What?
Don't worry, man. It's a joke.
You still haven't given me the PayPal.
Oh.
I want to make sure 100% of my donations go to the cam donation, the donation cam.
Yeah, don't worry. Give me time, come on. I need to get into my PayPal account and stuff. Oh, they come back now. I will send you that later after this game, okay? Holy crap, take my time.
Alrighty, let's go to the game. Gonna send in $20. Enough to buy everyone a drink, eh?
Yeah, it does. I love it.
We're playing for a massive prize pool, guys, of $52.75 here.
Plus whatever donations we get sent through in the next...
So, if possible, do drop a couple of donations and keep this one running so that you people watching out there can play here one day as well. Or if you're a really high SR player, you can also join as a coach and leech off the rewards of your team. Like I'm going to do.
So all the money donated does go to the players and coaches. Us KTV staff are just unpaid slave volunteers.
Well, looking at this, it is not actually a Miracom. There's a Reaper.
No, we've got Reaper, Liamy on Reaper, which is an interesting decision there, considering we've only seen him on Diva so far.
Actually, I'll have you know that when I scrimmed the top team in Australia, they actually ran a really similar comp to what Cluck is running right now, except they had different healers. So it's really up to see how this goes. Ramnarok drops already.
Ramnarok goes down
Cheetah
in
gets
the
10.
Early fight. Oh, that is a very strong opening from Cluck there.
And Ramnarok just dropped his hammer, swung, and got instantly deleted. There's already a Earth Shadow on the side of Cluck. And the side of Big Doge probably is not expecting it at all.
Yeah, and they're not. Twinks is getting pretty close to that Graviton as well, whereas Cheetah is sitting back on 16%.
However, Riptide coming from Lilith Given real soon. JP does also have.
Tires up.
And there is the Earth Shadow, or
3 of them shattered down already, and yep, there's the cleanup. And they very well may hold them in this front room for a while. Oh no, they are backing off a bit. No, they are coming back up. I tell a lie.
No, they're regrouping. Lilith Given needs to look for his fat Junkrat tire right now.
Man, Kusak's tire about to come online as well.
Here comes the Junkrat tire.
tire.
He's just waiting for something to happen.
Coming through.
Doesn't actually get a kill.
Doesn't get anything.
The beat drop. There's a Junkrat behind the Big Doge, but they're just ignoring it.
Up there, and down he goes.
There is a trade, but I don't think that's worth trade. The side of all Cluck still has their Reinhardt. It looks like Liamy might have just disconnected.
I think he has. That's a shame. It's all Cluck, obviously.
Right, that's unlucky. He have ulti. Like right there, he have ulti. And
No, he had 51% on his ult actually.
It looks like he's gonna get at least a much quicker reconnect here. It looks like he's swapped over his internet to using his mobile internet just to keep the game going. So that's
Secure connection.
Well, maybe.
And the impulse is going through. So right now, Big Doge might actually be able to take this. It is a 3-on-3 on the point.
Oh, there's a grav committed out, and Twinks
Twinks used their solo grab onto Cheetah for no reason. Shadow coming out of DMP, gets JP. However, he is taken down himself. And
it's just going to be down to how long Orcott can hold on to the point here, I think.
Yeah, there's Liami's Wraith coming out. She got 2 seconds taken.
There it is.
And there's the point taken.
Still,
however, with this time,
I
think they might be able to get it to 99.
They may well at this point.
So that just means if they do manage to get out of 99, there's only a 92. Well, good enough. Because at this point, the side of Cluck only need to win one more fight. So they can just dry run and stack 6 ults if necessary. So it'll be really up to Big Doge to see how well they can manage their ultimate. Because if they can use only 1 ult every time to win a fight, then they should actually have enough to eventually win this point. Because right now,
basically Big 6 online here. And here comes the Tyre from Liz Gibbon.
So at this point right now, they're essentially playing.
Tyre gets 1. Follow-up kill onto the Reinhardt. So that's...
Liz Gibbon actually survived that so closely because he almost got pinned.
It's just cleaning up so much damage. So he's already halfway to his next Tyre, and that's the only ult they use to win the fight.
And once again, there's now 5 ults on the side of Big Doge. If they can only use 1 again to win the next one, that'll be in their favor. Although they might need to commit to, such as such as Grav and Coalescence or something, but that's still enough.
That said, at the rate Liz Gibbon's building ult, he'll have, he's got one more fight, and then he'll have Tyre again.
The Big Doge have put themselves in a really tight position.
Oh, there's the Grav.
Huge Earth Shatter, only to countered by the Grav, so that was actually really good plays coming out of Big Doge. However, Big Doge do have many low members. And there's Liami on the point, having one with Cheetah, but this does look actually in the favor of Liami. Cheetah is taken down, and the reinforcements will come, but can they get Liami in time? Chainsaw is dropping dangerously low as well.
And with that Tyre committed, doesn't get much.
This just looks like Cluck's gonna take it back.
Yeah, and Clucks do have ult advantage at the moment as well. They've still got their Grav.
Well, they committed the beat.
I would be committing a Grav here to keep them off the point. Like you've got a Grav up on Twinks. It's a great time to use it to make sure they can't.
Tyre's going on sneaky.
There it is. That's the spot. That's where you want it. Oh no, it's not. It's just slightly still on the point. But it's enough. It's enough. And that's going to go over to
See, that's what I said. Big Doge put themselves in a really tight position because they have to essentially 0 to 100 that point. And on any Koth map, getting 0 to 100 should be really hard.
Yeah, I think they probably shouldn't have stacked the Earth Shatter and the Grav there, because stacking both those meant that,
in which case, even though they did that, they didn't actually manage to get a clean fight, because if they got that fight won, then they actually could have held there. Simply because there was enough time on the clock so that for Cluck to come back again, they'll be really staggered. But Big Doge, once they committed so many ults to that one fight, they didn't actually get anything. They cleaned up most of the fight, but Liami got through on the point, and then they took their time coming back to deal with it, leaving Liami to 1v1 Azaya. And so now we have Twinks versus Liz Gibbon on that pharmacy matchup.
This is going to be interesting because we've not. Liz Gibbon gets an early.
And the Liz Gibbon is just
very much.
That's still a trade.
Oh,
the Liz Gibbon is huge. He's going huge with his.
That's 3 already, and he's still hunting for more.
He's on fire. And we'll actually look at that. Oh man, how many kills has he gotten in that one fight? He almost barrage. And on the.
All Clucks in the difficult position of needing to push onto this one. And yeah, Liz Gibbon just ruling the skies and raining down rockets for big chunks of damage before things even get going.
Going to the left side. Is that where they want to be? Considering they're taking their time and they're just taking so much collateral.
They're taking so much damage.
See, at this point, Liz Gibbon can literally drop down and just barrage in that corridor, and there'll be almost a clean team wipe. But right now he's having the 1v1 with the Ferry. He lands a direct rocket, and Twinks doesn't have his fire to back him up. Liz lands another one.
Oh, he barrages right into the he does get the Farah, but that was almost very dangerously close to the roof.
Yeah.
But it does look like they've cleaned up that team fight nonetheless.
And they only use that one ult, so this is still overwhelmingly in the Big Doge. Because all Clock have no ults right now. If Big Doge just take this fight really early, they can commit only one ult to win it. And instead of giving all Clock the time to actually build more ults.
Oh, and
Cheetah's looking for his
in the background there.
He's ready, he sees the Zenyatta. Zin's hit once, Cheetah can just gun him down. Yes, that's the one! And now Cheetah goes on a stick, he lands on Elementix, but Elementix manages to fade away. They know Cheetah's here now, they're looking for him. Can he get out? He's dangerously low, but oh, he manages to get out! And that's a really good fight coming out. That's a really good play coming out of Cheetah and this given from the side of Big Doge. At this point in time, there is only one more fight left. And that's another pick!
That's another pick.
Diva bomb coming in.
It's really not an easy position for Twinks right now, who's playing without a mercy, trying to contest a pharmacy in the
Yeah, and this is the last fight. They're down 2 members. I mean, they're down 1 member. Kusak drops as well, and I think the side of Big Doge might just 100 to 0 this. 0 to 100 this one.
Does seem likely unless someone comes up big, because that... oh, Liam, does get the self-destruct and a DMAC on Chainsaw. This given drops Twinks.
Oh, he managed to pick up 2, and
that's it.
The Big Doge has
the end of that one.
0 to 100 this one.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of cleanup on the point, and that'll be the end of that one.
That was a really dominant get around coming out of Big Doge.
Yeah, I think All Clock realised that they needed a better plan for dealing with that Farah. Because yeah, Lewis Given just had absolute dominance on that one. But we'll see if... looks like we're going to a tank heavy setup.
It looks like All Clock still think they're running the pharmacy, so they're going to do a double hit scan.
Oh no, no, they're moving over. They're... Okay, we're moving to a tank heavy setup on both sides. But we've got Cheetah on the Tracer and Kusik on the Soldier. So...
Oh wait, no, they're switching.
Oh!
They're running
so we got Lamy going back to the Reaper, so I suppose they're expecting tank heavy run here, and they're picking the heroes to deal with it. There's Big Doge on the back of points, and All Clock's coming in from the front.
No, you got that the wrong way around.
Did I? Oh yes, the team colors have swapped.
Ram is getting dangerously low. There's not enough heals coming out of Big Doge.
Liam is just wreaking havoc on these tanks on the Reaper.
No, it was more like DMT landed that pin onto Ram and that managed to drop him down in heaps. As you can see, Liami barely has his ult, neither does Twinks. That entire fight just comes from DMT. DMT did so much work just now, doing all that damage.
My ultimate is charged. My ultimate is almost ready.
Big Doge are regrouping now. Cheetah almost have a grab pulse bomb combo coming out from the side of Big Doge, and that might just be what they need. However, Jazago does have his beat drop. However, with the pulse bomb going out, that might just be enough to instantly wreck through the barrier for the rest of Big Doge to follow up.
Yeah, and we've got the dive coming in.
Here comes the Graviton. There's the Graviton. Shatter. That's a huge shatter coming out of DMT. Stop the attack. That's a huge pulse bomb, removing Elementics and the ultimate. And now this just...
The DMT is swinging with that hammer.
Just picking up kill after kill.
Getting very close to their own grab as well.
But this is in the favor of Big Doge, and Big Doge have 41
Big Doge are going to clean that one up. Just Moira goes down early in the fight, and it's just very hard to keep your right heart up. And moving up the spawn trap and get a stagger kill onto Liamy.
So NRG does still have his beat drop. That is one thing they will definitely need to use smartly in order to win this next fight. And then from there should be more coming from Big Doge. So it's all onto NRG to land a good as beat drop at this point. Or Cheetah can actually build the post bomb and go get a pick to prevent this fight from even beginning.
Nope, DMT coming down, and they're
I think NRG needs to use the beat drop, but he's still holding it. Chainsaw decides to use the as well.
Doesn't get anything.
NRG needs to use the beat drop right now for this to go in their favor.
Well, the beat drop did come in to block the grab.
Slightly late. The Big Doge are still stalling this.
Yeah.
There's 5 members of Clock on the point. Ram is back. He is also
Ram,
there.
yeah, Ram's back with Winston.
Eva managed to get the mech back.
And there's a soldier roll coming in from Kusek, so that's just going to, with the David D mech, that's just going to clean up
But-
any stragglers.
Once again, Big Doge now have the grab pulse bomb combo. Although, on the side of our clock, they do once again have a beat off the counter that as well. So we'll see how this one goes. JP does have a Valkyrie real soon, so this fight, if played right, should be in the favor of Big Doge.
Yeah, Primal Rage about to come online as well, and here comes the dive. And
So
Valkyrie
really fast
committed to
engagement
start the
coming in.
fight. There's the
Huge pulse
grab,
bomb. Is that
beat drop.
managed to pick up multiple kills?
Oh, and it's a big shatter off the
But
back
this
of
is
that.
still
by
in the
DMT.
favor of the Big Doge.
Yeah, there was. He got a great shatter, but no one was there to follow up on it.
They need to kill the Emmy at this point.
And that's just going to go down. But that said, it'll be over 90% by the time that ticks over, so we're heading into a very tight game.
But this is not looking good for Big Doge because Coalescence, Reaper and Graviton not clock. And there's nothing they can counter that with on side of Big Doge. And the list given has just died.
List Given goes down early. That's going to give a big opportunity to push through. DMT jumping in behind the team. Oh, picks up the
That's
Lucio.
it.
That's...
And I
Oh,
think
the
this
team is
just might
split
be the
apart.
game.
Everyone on Big Doge is all over the place. All Clock have their number here. They are just coming in hard on the point. Cheetah trying desperately to whittle down that Lucio, but the Zaya bubble is there. Did you get a pulse bomb on the DNT though? Didn't even see that one.
I think Big Doge might be able to recontest this.
Yeah, there's only 5 of them there. They don't have their main tanks.
They managed to recontest onto the point, but can they
That's it.
take
List
this with
Given
Big Doge?
jumps straight to a
Oh, Clock
Junkrat
have so
trap.
many ults they can use.
Oh,
The Reaper ult
Sound
is
Barrier beautifully blocks out that, but there's the grab, and they're just all in hammer range there. Boom! That's just brutal. And Cheetah slammed onto the ground there will mean no stall from the Tracer. It's just a lone mercy there, and so All Clock will win this one and pick up their first map win of the tournament. And what a great performance it was. I think they're doing really well to give your boys
Once
trouble.
again,
and,
Big Doge is just not coordinating at all. And now we have to pick the MVP of this game. Byro's MVP can only come from team, so who do you think is the MVP for this time on Big Doge?
MVP of Big Doge. Just thinking about. I'm trying to.
I honestly think the list given has made huge plays. However, he has also
Yeah, he's definitely made some big plays, but he's also done some pretty crucial misplays. I kind of want to give it to Ram. Because I think any time things were going well, Ram's led the way and the team's committed behind him. It's been when they've not committed in behind him that the problems have arisen.
You're not wrong there, but I also think that Cheetah has made huge plays as well that they've needed.
Cheetah did make some very big ones. Certainly got some pretty huge pulse bombs in there as well.
This is a tough choice to make.
I'm just biased because I'm a tank main and I want it to not be a deep one. So take that with a grain of salt.
I do think I do like Ram's plays in these games. However, there are a few times where he has made huge, like on that last Kings on these young game actually. I think one big problem was Ram getting repeatedly pinned by DMT.
Yeah, that is true.
So the most consistent player that I have seen and has come up is been Cheetah, which is why I wanted to give it to Cheetah. If Ram if Ram didn't actually die so many times on these Koth games, on this Koth game, definitely would have gone to him. So I still personally think Cheetah, but if you think Ram, then
I think give it to Cheetah because you are right. If Ram had managed to countercharge some of those pins that saw him picked in the wall, then chances are that Big Doge would have picked up that third map win, even with the I suppose a couple of misplays from other people. So yeah, I'd say let's give it to Cheetah there. I really want to give it to Twinks, but unfortunately he's not on the winning team.
Yeah.
So with that, I think we will name Cheetah the MVP for this match, and I think after a short break, we will be back with Draconics and Team Kraken. for the next round of the tournament.
Yep. And we'll see you guys then.
Oh, what a game. It's great to see O'Clock get a map win off that. Like, I did mention after the second one that I really wanted to see them pick up a win, and they went and did it for me. So, very proud of you guys over in O'Clock, and hopefully they can keep that momentum up going into their next match. If you're interested in following these teams, then you'll be able to see Big Doge over on Set C, which is being broadcast by Sharp at twitch.tv/OW_Sharp. And if you're interested in following Orclux, they'll be over on Set A, which is being broadcast on twitch.tv/Lunchbox651. So if you're interested in following either of those teams, that's where to go to watch their next match, which should be coming up in the next 10 minutes or so. And we will be seeing Draconics versus the Krakens here on the KTV Esports Twitch channel. And do we have any... Just having a look for scores. It looks like Draconics did win their game against League's Legends. And Krakens have won their game against the Brotherhood. So we are going to be seeing basically the winners of the other two matches facing off here in the next couple of minutes. So that should be fairly exciting to see how they stack up. At this point, I'd like to give a shout out to our sponsors, the people who donated through to the prize pool for this tournament. So a shout out to the boys from Hawaiian with No Pineapple, who generously the team has donated through, as well as Gengu123, Son of Jupiter 18, and Design MK Online. Thank you to each of you for your contributions to the tournament prize pool. I'm sure our players all very much appreciate it.
Yes, we do. Appreciate everyone. Please help us and making this tournament go more successful as we try our best to keep the player more synergy, more happy with the tournament. And this program is about giving a major player a chance to improve themselves, to prove their skill, and get in touch with a quality coach, like people who willing to help them, low player, have more chance to practice and improve their skill together. In that way, there's a lot of issues happening around, and we'll try our best to solve them together, and that's what we want to do here. Incoming soon, there's gonna be there's a new net team versus again. I forgot to change the name. My bad. It's gonna be Dragonet versus the Kraken. Starting soon in around 5 minutes. Everything a little bit behind the schedule because we have been we need to sort out some problem with the other match. It shouldn't be. Oh well, things happen, and we're still moving forward.
Alrighty, now I am just going to go and refill my water bottle because I'm going to need a lot more water to get through the next one.
That's true.
So I'll leave you in Kima's capable hands for the next 10 seconds or so. No, it'll be a bit longer than that, but yeah, hopefully you all stick with us as we move into the next round of games coming up very soon.
Yep, very soon, guys. In fact, 3 or 4, 5 minutes. Don't leave anywhere. Okay, there we go. Oh god. Hey. No. Wait. Listen. Royal, not even that good. He looked like. I know. But do you know fair play, right? Even he tried to lead in that team and then to go in nowhere. So. Okay, surely. Okay, surely. We ready? You know, like tonight, there's a lot of like drama happening around, and I don't want to deal more with that. Okay. Hello. Is all the match finished? So you can say like you don't able to like stream, but you can just keep mod. That yeah, that's alright. That's alright then. Oh gee, man. Oh good.
I'm saying Brotherhood the whole time is so annoying.
No. It's just like
Brotherhood.
drama happening around, like just about like member.
And we should make it like a rule, like if they can't get a sub, it's got to be 5v6 no matter what.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, anyway, shh. Just some like bad thing happened, you know. Just like drama, it keep happening around. Whoop.
Yeah.
Anyway, things should be good, and we're gonna back
Yeah.
online. Okay. Good luck, man. Good luck with that.
I mean, if we rather than running with no caster, rather than having two casters here, we could potentially send.
Hard. Sure. No, I can't be bothered streaming. How hot's my computer? My computer's at 65 degrees right now.
Oh damn.
It normally gets up to like around 80 when I stream, so I don't know if that's good.
Thinking rather than have Sharp, worry about if he's able to still broadcast it, we could send Yufang down to cast there, so then he gets to watch the game his team's playing as well, and then I cast here.
Okay. I need to change the map.
Like having another person on my channel, it's like, like.
Sharp, you need to move in so.
Now entering King's Row.
Wait, it's 3 out of 3.
Yeah. Good luck, Sharp.
I just make more people on this channel.
Oh yeah, good idea, man. Easy.
Good idea.
Alright.
And
gentlemen, back online. Here we go. The max of set B between Dragonet and Kraken. G-Fan gonna coming back soon. I'm host again, one against K-Man. Happy to have you guys here. And here we go, the map. It's gonna be fun. Living here to Pirate and G-Fan. Good luck, have fun, boy.
not a problem. And I am just desperately trying to work out which set of players is which team. As
Okay, they're starting to argue. Okay, he forced her into argue about it. Okay, they're saying this is what.
Hey Sharp, we're live at the moment.
Who's starting to argue? Don't tell me you thought I was arguing with my team.
That's some kind of fun. Okay, we're gonna talk about it later. Let's go into the streaming. It's online later on, by the way. Be professional.
Wait, I thought Ro Eskimo was their coach, not a player. Why is he playing for them?
Attackers incoming.
Apparently, they just got like 2 members out in like no time. Like, holy
Wait,
crap.
so coaches can play if they don't have subs? What?
He just chopped it like pretty hard, and I don't
Such a
know
medieval view.
why.
That means I should go play for my team.
Well, that's what they say, and I told about Dragonet, they say, let's give it a try. They want to try it, how does that look like? And if something really different, they come occasionally with channel. to make it fair.
Oh, yo. Wait, why can't I play it? Wait, when's the coach game?
Oh, this is different. This is
Yeah, but when is the coach game?
it's the next. After the next week.
Oh, yeah. Sweet. Anyway, let's get fucking casting. Huge picks already coming out of. What team is this?
That's what I'm trying to work out. I don't know which team.
Kraken's is the Kraken is
Kraken's on
the
red?
defending team. I mean, no, Kraken's the attacking. Kraken's attacking, Draconis is defending.
Okay. Alright,
So
sorry
that was a
about that,
huge
everyone.
pick from
Yeah.
Delta coming out of the side of Krakens. Well, the Delta did drop down now and is taken down. Draconics have managed to
Draconics
retake
are
onto the
pushing back
point.
on. Yeah, they're going for the retake, and
It's enough.
yeah, with future
drops
going down.
I think this is now the main
maybe. No, it's not
main
gonna favor
tank.
at all.
Oh, there's two coalescence beams coming out at the same time.
Oh, the whole hog does push everyone away.
That was double coal hog. What is this? They're just
All
moving
the
on.
hogs, all the time.
Oh, and I think Draconics have
couple of kills coming
back.
through for Draconics. They're winning this one out. And they're gonna have their Orisa back on the point very soon.
Allow me to repair the damage. I require healing.
My ultimate is almost ready.
Okay, and so we will see. Another push coming in there. Marker goes for a big charge. Transcendence committed in as the tire comes in. Oh, that's a big tire by Little Pete.
Huge tire from Little P.
Does get punished for it. Does get scattered out and killed, but
My ultimate
doesn't matter. The fight has been won. That said, the attackers should be able to get a full push in before the Junkrat comes back. Oh, and that's a quick kill by Delta onto the dead signal. Grab committed there, but no one's really in position.
I think this is in the favor of
Oh, that beat drop.
what team is this again?
I have already forgotten which one's which.
Kraken. Krakens are attacking right now.
Yeah, Krakens are attacking. I gotta remember that one. So Team Kraken have cleaned up that fight there now. And the cart will get underway. Team Kraken have definitely pushed up here to see if they can catch anyone out, but so far looks like Team Draconics have regrouped in good order.
Draconics are playing pretty with discipline. Like you can clearly see that they're communicating to each other. Of like they know that we need to stay back and not get picked. Little people know
That shield's probably a bit too far forwards and probably going to get poked very easily.
Freeman
but
is
they do get-
picked out.
Yeah,
but
oh,
they
dead
trade
signal
with dead
goes down for
signal.
Delta again.
Cause
The
Dog
second
is
time
locked in.
Delta has done
Why
that.
is all coming out of Tebe and that man Delta is hooked and taken down. Krakens are pushing this car, but they're down members. Draconics aren't capitalizing on this.
And
Little
Marcus
Peep goes in the
shields
back.
down.
Little
Oh.
Peep goes in the back, but almost gets a kill, but almost drops himself. And now
Yeah.
that's a trap.
That
on
run should be
Tebe,
back
and
up again, but
Kraken now
yeah.
retreat. Lucio is hooked in, but he might just get out, and he's out. He's out.
And we have Delta's Tracer going around the back again, but did get sniffed out that time. Had to quickly recall. And Little Peep's Junkrat is on the hunt for that Tracer. A bit of poke back and forth as Kraken regroup, and they're pushing in, but that Rhine Shield is almost destroyed already. They have Big Shatter though, gets 3, and very nice cleanup on those as well. So this should be Kraken's fight here. Just need to clean up the tanks on the payload, and there they go.
Sorry for me being inactive. It appears that my team, since Kema said that thing, my team has now the team my team is playing has just put their coach in because they think that like we put the coach in. So I'm contemplating whether I should go and assist them or not.
Oh dear.
You should tell them they can't. You should say they're not allowed to because they have all their members. Like go tell them that they can't do that. The other team had an emergency situation. This isn't one of them.
Oh, and that's a very nice grab for the trances there.
Transform dead signal. How much damage did he just block with that?
And that soldier ult just doesn't get anything done and gets sniffed out. And it does look like...
Kozlog is popping off
very
his hooks,
successful
actually.
reason. Yeah.
Kozlog has been getting mad hook game.
Made all the more impressive by the fact that Hog is not... Oh, actually, no, I tell a lie. Hog is one of their more played heroes. They just haven't played them a lot in the most recent comp seasons. Okay, and fishing expedition there from Kozlog, but that Ryan shield from
Here comes the supercharger. They're committing to this. At this point, Kraken should just be waiting to sell. But they have to push in and get Kozlog because he's so overextended. But all of Kraken's is low, and this does not look good for them. They can drop any member at once. But Draconics aren't capitalizing on that. They're slowly healing up.
Yeah, no, it's a shame. Like when they saw that Ryan shield go down, they committed the supercharger and the whole hog, but they needed to properly support that, and that could have been a very successful defense there if they'd gone with it. Instead, it looks like the Krakens are going to grind this one out. And sure enough, that card is just rolling through. The defense is just... I don't know, they're staggering out, but they're not stalling up the card either, so they're not getting a lot of value there at all.
That's the NA grab, but it doesn't matter. And Krakens have just taken it forward. Well, Kema, can you actually tell them that they're like the team that my team's playing is not allowed? I think they're like talking shit. There's like, what are the chances that that just happened as soon as you said?
Are you still pausing? Are you pausing again? Okay. They get people online now.
Through the building is the correct idea. They just didn't execute that correctly. See, for it to execute correctly, the problem right now is to execute it correctly, you need to Lucio to speed the entire team through real fast, and your Reinhardt must have his shield up that whole time so they don't actually take damage from the trunk lateral. But once you do get through the hotel with your quad tank and everyone healthy, that is extremely in your favor because you are now in a really good position.
Yeah, I've always heard that if you see the Junkrat in there, it's best to go straight on to point rather than going through the hotel.
both work, but I think generally going through the hotel could be a better option. Since, especially if the Junkrat's solo holding there, you just speed to the point.
Oh, and there's a big grab, but no, there's a tire. Oh, gets the DMAC as well, so it's basically 2. That said, Sin MKD getting away with murder on the point does finally get cleaned up, but manages to stagger a few defenders, which should put Draconix in a good position to be able to take this next fight. And sure enough, they are coming in, relying on their man advantage here, and the fact that they'll be getting reinforcements a lot sooner. Cool Pete going in deep, gets the Zen, big charge. And they're just letting him get away with it too. They are just ignoring him in that backline. Does whiff the shadow though. That said, Draconix are all over this point. And it's just a matter of time now, and yeah, Krakens do have to give up that point. And Draconix, 4 minutes to push through, so it did take them a while to get that through, but see if they can make up time here. Oh, and there's a grab committed. To try and
Draconix are just trying to get these fat seconds, but the side of Krakens, they do all have the long swarm. It actually allows them to regroup. And Kozlog has lost his mech, so if they group up before Kozlog gets that mech by not feeding him, they can actually retake this fight pretty easily.
So far, a lot of their shots are just hitting the Zarya bubble instead of a meaty target to get some charge. But Reinhardt taking some poke now. Still, Kozlog still only at 54% to max, so it's not a great position. They should be able to. Kraken should be able to push through here and take a fight win. And there's a trance. They want to go for it. Oh, and Delta in the back line, but sniffed out immediately by Kozlog, who has got mech again now. Tebe's tie does pick up Lucio, and so it looks like a successful defense here by the Krakens.
It's actually good plays coming out of the Krakens.
My ultimate is ready.
Because Delta, sorry, just on the high ground, getting some free ult charge there. And they've moved right up to hold bookshot. Oh, that looked like it was going to be a big shatter, but I think it still was a big shatter, I suppose. Oh, and there's a grab.
There's a huge grab coming out of Fragment Fire. Oh,
there it is. There's the damage. Delta
took a while to
gets
kick
the
in, but finally. Sin MKD has popped his toggle, but he's trapped in between them and stuff.
And down he goes. So Kraken holding quite strong here in the streets phase. Draconix picking themselves up. They do have a lot of ults coming into this next one though. I'll have the sound barrier as well as coalescence.
But on the other hand, Krakens have a transcendence. That might counter everything. Oh, huge hit and huge play, Reinhardt. But he's dropped now. That's still in favor. Oh,
there's
transcendence coming out. There's the counter.
The transcendence. But the Diva Bomb in it. What are you gonna? Oh, and that just from that.
That's a huge combo coming out. The Reinhardt needed to stay alive for that to work. However, they have managed to put kills, and I think Krakens at this point can actually just go back in. On the side of Draconix, Draconix now have their Lucio back. But Krakens have their Reinhardt back now as well. This is still a 4v4. And on the side of Krakens, they have both their healers and Soldier. Soldier's not getting died.
They are posturing for another fight. There's the shadow. Gets the Lucio. Big Riptide does get killed by the whole hog at the last moment.
This should be in the favor of Krakens. And Krakens have...
Kraken do have the positioning and the man advantage.
Oh, Eskimo also gets instantly hooked and cancelled. And now Krakens is just dropping one by one. What a play from Sin MKD!
He's really been putting in the work on this. Oh, hog, but that said, Kraken getting the frags back.
But Sin MKD and Kozlog, they've both been going huge on Roadhog.
It's it's definitely Busher. It's an interesting comp from Draconix because they're basically running 3 off tanks here.
I think it's a really viable option for offense, but if they were defending, that would be really hard.
Yeah,
with the attack,
Yeah, they have a lot of.
Another one! Another one! But
Yeah,
Fragment Fire lands a good bubble and saves them in time. Low P
they've
procs
got a
that
lot
fire.
of front-loaded damage to just really
coming around
put the
the back,
hurt onto
goes
that
for-
defending line.
Oh, but both the
Good
characters
fire,
fade
but,
away from that.
Yeah. Cosdog pushing up, they almost
Krakens
won down
are
that
looking to
Reinhardt
recontest
shield.
this. They have no shield to block the Earth Shatter.
Yeah.
Bomb managed to pick up. Oh, huge wave!
Wow!
What a
That
combo!
Shadow Tire combo with the 4K. Massive, just wow. Was looking very dicey for a moment there for Kraken, but that is just completely stabilized.
I honestly think though that the Earth Shatter was unnecessary. If they saved it, it would be much better to help them from this fight. Because they were all grabbed, and they have no shield that you need to Earth Shatter to knock their Reinhardt down or something. So that Earth Shatter was a waste in my opinion. However, Krakens do have both support also. If they combo this, they should be able to hold this fight strongly, even though Future now does have his Graviton.
Yeah. And they are up on time, regardless of how
Yeah.
things go.
With Future using this Grav, and he does have his Transcendence to counter. There it is.
There's the Grav, and there's the Trans.
There won't be enough damage to kill through this Trans in this point, and Draconics are dropping. And once again, Ziggy's ult is instantly shut down before he even starts casting.
Yeah, it looked like Cosdog looked like they went in to try and drop the mech there, but I don't think they had self-destruct, because, yeah, they just get D-mech for free instead. Maybe they're just trying to load the damage on, but you're not going to damage to a trance just with a D.Va.
Yeah. Tire coming out of
Here comes
Payback.
another tire.
Payback managed to get one or two.
Bit has been dropped, and Tire whips in the air.
Fragment Fire has the Razor. There's the
Big
Razor. That's a
move.
huge grab. That can be the
Huge
game-winning
grab.
grab. Huge
Oh,
grab.
there it is.
Huge grab. That was the game-winning grab. And Krakens managed to win this. There are some huge plays coming out of the side of Krakens. I guess Krakens does have their coach Royal Eskimo playing right now. He is playing the support role, but that might not be the problem because we can clearly see that Krakens is playing really well as a team. So this might be the fact of Royal Eskimo being there and making shot calling.
Yeah. Yeah, I dare say that they are probably involved in a shot calling role. A Royal Eskimo is a support main, so they're likely very used to sitting
And
in
as
that
we
sort
can
of
now
shot
see,
calling role.
Cassius is or Zin MKD on the other team as well to balance this game out.
But Sin MKD was popping off so well on the hog, it's almost a shame to see them benched.
Yeah. But what can you do? They gotta balance the games out. And from here, these games just look So we now enter our 5-minute break and let's have a look at how these things are going. I'll be right back.
Not a problem. I just for a chance for the coaches to tighten things up and work our way through the I suppose the mini ride that we're having as the coaches sub in. It is a shame that we are having a bit of trouble with some of these teams tonight. There was sort of a hope that the players who signed up would be able to commit to the 6-week season, and the fact that we've had a couple of teams that are having trouble getting a full roster when they did have 7 players per team, so they had a sub as well. The fact that by week 2 we're having trouble with players turning up is disappointing, but so just always remember there, folks, if you sign up for something that does need a bit of commitment, please ensure you commit through, as it just makes everything a lot fairer and better for everyone involved.
Yeah. It generates lots of unnecessary time, like teams holding grudges against each other, and ultimately, like for this kind of tournament, we're all just here to learn and play against each other, so It's really a shame to see that we have to resort to subbing and coaches and having arguments between teams.
Yeah.
Looks like my boys are doing fine with our other coach subbing in, because otherwise I'd have to sub in. And I think
It might be a bit far.
I'm an overkill. I mean, I've done enough smurfing in these low to know what will happen if I actually join into the game. Might as well, so yeah. Alright, so now with the subbing in of Acacius, we can see if this game goes any better. I mean, I personally have queued into Acacius in comp a lot of times. He's a decent player. Probably considered really good for this in this tournament particularly, since this is a diamond or below tournament. So with the addition of a approximately GM tier player, this does make it unfair.
Yeah.
However, Royal Eskimo, depending on how well he can call shots, maybe this game will be fine still.
I mean, the Krakens did have a fairly dominant performance on King's Row, and obviously the shot calling was definitely working out very well for them. Working out very well for Team Kraken. They made a couple of very, very good retreats and retreated in good order to avoid trickling in.
Attackers incoming in
I don't know. I personally still think it's a shame that Sin MKD's on the bench because, I mean, he was pumping off on that Roadhog as we mentioned before. So
both Roadhogs are playing really well. Although we now see Draconix running an interesting team composition actually, and Orisa here with no Bastion.
okay, Matt, are they looking to feint the pirate ship and then fake them out, or we'll see. Oh, they're all coming in from the one door, and Delta's set up on the high ground already, getting in some early shots. Hard to pressure through that Arisk shield though. All the defense of Team Draconix sitting up there as Kraken make their way through. And oh, there they go. There's the engage.
Acacius
is leading the charge, but unfortunately, when you're not a tank, you probably shouldn't be leading the charge.
Well, that was an unfortunate play, and just yeah, that was really good by the side of Krakens, if I do say so. Krakens played it slow. They knew the other team were going to contest at the point under the bridge, because that's the best place to contest. Otherwise, around the first corner. So they waited patiently for them to engage and just played it from there. And when you have an Orisa type comp, you shouldn't be engaging. If I had to say, Orisa's more like a defensive type tank, since you just put your shield down and you can hold your ground really well. Whereas like put your shield forward and forward is actually really hard to do. So that was definitely a good demonstration of hesitation team play there. There is now the wall hacks coming out, and Taving might be able to drop a fat tie here. Now they're going for the engage again, but there's a tie coming in. Will the tie manage to pick up a few?
Oh, gets a little bit. And Future going down.
Acacius is going in.
Acacius cleaning up, yeah.
Acacius not caught up behind. Can he get out of this?
Can they get out, or will they punish him? Because I think at the moment the big problem is Acacius is expecting this to be a walkover. I think he's not giving them enough respect, and he's being caught out twice.
Exactly.
I think he needs to adjust his play style and stop expecting to just clean up fights by himself, because this isn't just random rank ladder. These guys have been drilling to work as a team. You need to give your best. And it looks like Krakens will get this through to point B. A bit of stagger, unfortunately, onto Future.
And Krakens are looking super strong. They're entering this with 5 minutes left. They have a supercharger, which would win them a fight. They have They have so many ults.
But gets away.
There's just so many ults coming out from the side of Krakens. Acacius has a blade, but they don't have a nano to combo with. And then Adney will have his Transcendence soon. It's on 90%.
They should be able to. Yeah, they should be able to stack the sound barrier with the blade, but
that won't be enough to actually
the trance
deal
will be
through
up at the same time.
So how can
Exactly.
Andy actually get his trans right now? That's the real thing. There it is. There it is. He doesn't have his
There's the
trans.
blade. And Delta goes down, but going to be struggling to get anything more out of that. And sure enough,
Krakens might actually turn this around. They're up in numbers. Eskimo almost dies, but he gets away. And
Cozdog out of mech, and the card is still moving.
And this is definitely good for Krakens. That was such a good play from Krakens. They all spread out, so Cassius couldn't actually blade too well.
Yeah, I mean he jumped straight on Delta in the high ground, but no one else was near there. So you get the Widowmaker, but
So now that they have walls up now, and they know exactly really dire for the currents right now. Little peep, that needs to be a big bomb, and that is a big bomb.
That is a big bomb. Oh, that's just going to stabilize the defense off of that. It's almost a shame they committed the sound barrier there because they really didn't need it.
Yeah, but once again, also on the side of Krakens, they decided to use that supercharger. That would have been a huge one. So now we're up to both teams have route tires, Junkrat tires. So whichever team can get a bigger tire might actually decide this next fight.
Yeah, but Andy's got his trance up, and that potentially, if you're trying to just tie the Zen and you pop trance last minute, could potentially completely negate that one. Oh, but body shot onto the Zen from. Wait, no.
That's the Cozdog hooked and D-Mech. This is looking good.
Ooh,
Krakens can definitely engage this fight now. There's no one's contesting Delta.
Primal
Delta's
Raging
taking down by
Knight.
Cassius.
And there's the Transcendence.
But they don't gain much value from that one. The side
and there's Acacius's Deadeye.
doesn't
Get anything,
by the
runs
Orisa
them
shield.
back. And Marker's gone down. I think the Krakens will need to try and regroup from here. And sure enough, backing off under the steady stream of Orisa healing. Moira healing.
Yo, I never knew Orisa could heal. Bro, if Orisa could heal, I'd win every single fucking game. I'd block damage, do damage, heal my team. What else do I need to do?
Yeah, nah.
I can even damage boost my team. I'm everything. Orisa just needs to...
Orisa is a very solid tank right now.
If Orisa can heal, Orisa can literally do everything in this game. Block damage, do damage, heal, damage.
Gets caught out by a very nice ult, and
Acacius picks down once again.
Acacius does get Marker.
So he used that Acacius just...
Yeah, I think...
And now we're just seeing the power of superior player just fragging out.
Yeah, I think, now that Acacius is positioning a bit less recklessly,
he uses his high noon but doesn't get anything from that. Oh, Fragrant Fire is taken down. Acacius and his team push up. Will they land a few more kills from that one? Doesn't look like they will.
Coming in though, they'll probably want to back away, and sure enough. Delta raining down on the high ground above that shield. Tire rolls over the top. Doesn't get the D-Mech.
Almost.
Very close.
They got that. There's a coalescence coming out of Royal Eskimo. Oh, there's a pick on a Digno, and that looks in the favor of Krakens. That's 6v. This time they're falling back. This is a really smart move. Cassius is hooked!
Cassius is hooked!
And he's
Flash.
taken down.
Flashed? How did he get flashed? He must have been doing the play. It looked like he got stunned though by something.
Oh, he got stunned by the hook. Hook counts as a stun.
Yeah, no, but it looked like he got stunned after he got hooked in.
Yeah, it's like that. Like you throw your the hook stun lasts longer than your flashbang stun. You know, that's a strange thing. When you get hooked as McCree, you can actually throw flashbang, but the hook actually duration is longer. So even though you throw flashbang second, it's still the effect lifts up first. I mean, I played some McCree and I find that super annoying. I'm like, fuck. I flashbang second and I'm still getting one shot. What do I do?
We're going to see another attack in. Delta on the high ground does have tactical visor up, and Anthony's Zen has transcendence as well, so they should have the tools dive coming in deep.
Cozdog is
no
almost
DPS there to follow up on that yet. DPS making their way into the fight now, and there's the sack visor as the D.Va Mech is destroyed, but the Orisa shield... Oh no, it does get Little Peep through it. But that said, Krakens are in a good position in this fight.
Yep, they still have the Transcendence up. There's the jump tire as well. If you use the tire point, they should be good to take this. There's the tire coming in. Tracer's sword and record and got out. So we need the Anthony got picked without being able to use his Transcendence.
That's not good at all.
Draconics are managing to come back and stabilize.
Respawn.
And this is now looking in the favor of Draconics. Anthony got their trans off. This will be a completely different game. Oh no, this is looking really bad.
He comes in the late trans, doesn't
but
even
it's not enough. There won't be enough.
No one there. And
Chocolate Tide should pick up both of them. And that's the end of this round.
Score 0-2. Switching sides.
And so there we have a stop right before third point.
Oh, that was so close. Krakens could definitely have taken that, but Anthony dying was completely unexpected. That was the turnaround point.
And now we'll see if Draconex can get a faster time, or rather get the full cap there to pick up the map win on...
Yeah, so...
It's Junkertown? Why are we running Junkertown? Oh, because we've already done Legion, of course. Sorry. Forgotten that we'd done that. Wow.
We've done King's Row. We've done King's Row.
We've done King's Row, and now we're on Junkertown, the second map. I'd forgotten we'd done King's Row. I'm like, hang on. This is the first map. Why are we here? But of course it wasn't the first map. I do apologise to all our viewers out there that are no doubt making fun of me. I haven't actually eaten yet tonight, and I sort of figured everything would be wrapped up by about 9:30.
So here we have the pirate ship coming out of Draconics for their attack. With Acacius bringing down that bastion, this could be pretty devastating. However, and on the side of Krakens, they don't really have an anti-pirate ship comm, except with the Junkrat. However, the bastion will still rip through shields faster than the Junkrat does, so it'll be up to Krakens to actually play this really smartly and engage in a position that's bad for Bastion to be in. So if they take the fight, like Krakens try to, like Draconics try to do, like under the bridge, with the Junkrat getting in their face, then that could be in their favor to kill the Bastion. But otherwise, they must not lose any members before they can actually touch the point, because that would be really bad for them. Oh wait, no! Now we have a Widow matchup!
Yep, and Acacius wins that one. But, that seems
Delta
unfair.
completely didn't expect that. Was completely unexpected. Good hook on the cost. Oh, but and he's also taking down. Acacius is just taking down them one by one.
Yeah,
She was about to break. There are more hits getting popped. Acacius doesn't take any more shots.
Kraken, peeling back, trying to stay safe.
There's not much they can do at this point.
Oh, Delta does have a beat on where Acacius is speaking from. Does make
there he is!
Delta wins the duel, takes Acacius' scalp, and that gives an opening for Kraken.
Cosdog is now going for Delta, but he doesn't look like he can do much. Killed onto Little Peep. The payload is still moving.
You need to push onto that cart. You've got man advantage. Push in there.
Krakens are definitely up on this amount. The Dragonfire going around.
Delta lining up a shot in the background. Oh, Acacius back up, so
the Widow duel again.
Ooh, Delta very narrowly missing. Acacius responding. But now Acacius' wall hacks up, and
Delta's almost got his wall, so he just hides out of line of sight.
Oh, he's going to... He's
what a beautiful air shot!
Acacius with wall hacks on! That's incredible!
He air shotted him! Oh my god.
And ult's being committed on the point as this cart is just milling around here.
At this point I'm questioning, is Acacius really worthy?
That's a huge tire! That's gonna open it right up!
Oh my god. At this point I'm questioning, is Acacius really worth that high rank, or is Delta just under rank?
Let's...
Then again, we've only had a little bit of a matchup, we can't really tell. Acacius has swapped? What the fuck? I mean, Acacius has switched, and Delta has also switched to match that. So once again, now we have a Tracer duel.
I mean, to be fair, Delta is one of the... Ooh, Delta goes down early on that one. I was going to say one of the higher SR players on Team Kraken, so the distance between them is probably not too much, and I don't know if Widow is a hero that the Cassius is particularly known for.
Cassius lands a pulse bomb with the marker.
Ooh,
Marker should have
very
stand
nice.
still and walked into Anthony. That's not looking good for the side of Kraken.
No.
They're just dropping one by one.
No, this defense on second is...
That bomb was unnecessary, but it does manage to go for that. It does manage to pick up one kill.
Well, Eskimo just stalling up the cart as long as they can. And sure
So
enough,
at this point,
there it
neither
goes.
team have ults. However, Delta just got a huge chunk of ult charge.
yeah. Little
He
people will
managed to
have
take off
tie up,
Cassius
and
this
there it
time,
is.
and he is dead again once again. And there's 5 minutes on the clock for Draconics to take this last point.
Yeah, it's a fair bit of time, but obviously the defense here can really slow things down if you get a couple of good fight wins in. We're gonna have Delta going in. Oh, it's a very nice stick on the course dog, but the damage isn't there to get the DMAC.
On the other hand, Andy is post
Cassius, yeah.
Kozlok is DMAC. That was a good halt. Managed to pick up 5 members, but there was no follow-up. A Junkrat bomb was there. This fight's looking really messy. Payback is
Little
taking
Peep just walks in under the Arista barrier
this
and
is
drops
now-
a mine.
This is now a 3-man advantage, 4-man advantage. It's 110%
Yeah, no, that's
in the favor of
the
Draconics.
Krakens on the route. They've got one last chance to retake.
However, Krakens do have 3 ults, and they'll be really close to a supercharger at this point as well, so maybe something can happen from here. They do have no defensive ults at this point, though. So that's
they're
fire
gonna-
coming in from Little
Yeah,
Peep.
he comes, and yep, everything's being committed.
Good
Oh,
bomb
gets
with the Ziggy.
That'll slow down the amount of healing, and
Another
as well. I think they've
Pulse bomb coming out of a-
stabilized off of that.
I think they have.
And yeah, Cozdog's just getting cleaned up, and Little Peep's still getting away, but it's a little Junkrat duel to the side. Goes for the cart, but no, that was optimistic.
Another nice stick.
Ooh, very nice.
Delta manages to pick up the kill in the future.
Ooh, and Acacius goes down in the back lines. That's just going to trigger the reset for Draconics there. And so we should. Future has their supercharger, and they're going to have a Diva mech up soon as this tire comes in from Little Peep. Scanning high ground, looking.
Manages to get
Oh. That's a lot of hit points out of the table, and that self-destruct's pretty good placement.
Oh,
really good.
huge!
That's
And I
just
think
going
that's
to end
just
this
the
game. It's gonna. Delta's trying to do it, but no, gets scattered out by Acacius. We're trying to stall. Winston misses the window. Fragrant Fart getting body blocked, just barely touches cart and gone before the next slot can come in. Ooh, and Draconics pick up the map there in a signs of life from the team. They're
Definitely,
doing
definitely.
really well.
Acacius was. I don't even think Acacius has actually in him. Although once we look at the cards that give stats, maybe I will be proved wrong.
Oh,
but
he got some pretty big plays in there, and he was reliably, like most fights that they won, Acacia was off the back of the pulse bomb from Acacia. So yeah, sure enough, he is top of the map. Limbs there.
65%. No, yeah, I give it to him. So now we're moving on to a match 3. Wow. This is close. So we're heading to our 5-minute break again. I'm gonna see you guys in a bit.
Not a problem. And now at this point, both teams are up 1-1 as we head into Lijiang Tower. It's going to be interesting to see how these teams go here with this last map, because the big thing with Control is it gets very scrappy, and so Acacius, especially Acacius's Tracer, was probably going to have a lot of space in there. But at the same time, if Royal Eskimo is taking the lead in shot calling there, they may be able to mitigate some of that damage and really help position Kraken to win these fights. So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. I'm hoping Kraken can pull the upset here, because obviously they are at a bit of a disadvantage right now. And yeah, I very much want to see them get the upset. I mean, Acacius, it's been great seeing Delta get the best of him whenever Delta can, so I hope that that continues as well. It seems at least one of the players on these teams did the same thing as me and decided that they'll eat after the matches. So... as we just give the coaches a chance to see if they can tune up these teams a little bit more. And I'd just like to once again thank all of our sponsors who have generously donated to the KTV Esports prize pool for the Co-Amateur Community Tournament. It's all very much appreciated, and we're hoping to continue to build this season by season until it becomes something that we can all be really proud of. And just see how the scores are going in the other... Do we have any results from the other games? It looks like no, we don't have any score reports in as of yet. Unfortunately, the score reporting for the ease of administration has only been at the end of the matches, so it's not easy to see the results as we make our way through. I think we're just about ready to start the match and head into Lijiang Tower, so that should be coming in fairly shortly.
Now arriving at Lijiang Tower.
Woo! Here we go, Lijiang Tower.
Lijiang Tower.
Your favorite map, Chifan? Say something.
Yeah, it's my favorite map. China #1. Woo!
How to say
You know, honestly, looking at this like map, right? It is sometimes like it does remind me of China, and I want to go back.
Aww.
Like get food, eat street food. That was the life.
Well,
Yeah, you come from Vietnam. Surely you know street.
of course. What do you think between Taiwan, Hong Kong, and China? Which one better?
What do you mean? They're all one country.
Really? Some people tell me like Hong Kong.
Yeah, people say that Hong Kong is China. Basically, the history was Hong Kong with Hong Kong was that when the eight united countries from Europe came and invaded China because we stopped them from selling us opium, we gave them they destroyed us, and so they were like, oh, we'll give you this land, and so Britain took it for 100 years, and it was handed back to us in like fuck, I forgot what year it was, 1990 something.
93, I think.
No, it was like, yeah, but it was actually relatively decent. So, for 100 years it was under British ruling, and with that, after China took it back, they decided to allow them special privileges to maintain as an isolated country. So they have
and it looks like the start of the match is already going in favor of Kraken.
Yeah, but that might not be for long.
That might not be for long at all.
This is currently a 5-on-5. With the pharmacy, though, I think Kraken do have the advantage here. As we can see, Krakens have now taken a point. But yeah, never forget, China and Taiwan are one country. China, Hong Kong, Taiwan are.
My ultimate is charging.
Yeah, I'm not. Well, actually, no. Taiwan does agree with that. They just don't agree with everything else. So let's not get into
Taiwan,
that.
these like some Taiwan people don't agree because Communist Party and the Republic.
Yeah, yeah.
Today, but ultimately, China still sees Taiwan as part of them because they are one country, one people. There's no reason they
He
should.
comes in the dive. Oh,
It's a good
bomb.
stick onto Maka. Maka flies directly up to take it out away from his team, but he still gets the mech. Fusion drops on and is about to pick up Maka's
Kills are coming through for the Draconics.
Dragon Part desperately decided snap with his primal rage, but that's not.
The Royal Eskimo is still around.
Oh wait, no, Dragon Part is chased down, and that's the point going in the favor of Draconics. However, Acacius is taken down, and I think Krakens, if they play this right, they can get back fast enough. However, Acacius is playing Tracer. That's a really fast character once again, so this can still swing either way. As you can see, Acacius is already back to
being
the
committed, and they've dropped the beat there.
They've
Oh,
killed the Pyre
does
with the
very nicely.
huge
stick.
pulse bomb onto
Yeah, that's
Maka
gonna
once again.
demech.
Demechs him.
Oh,
Still
and
kills.
those kills coming
Maybe
through.
he does use his barrage, countered by
that
Matrix.
was-
picks up one
That was
kill.
unfortunate because that barrage would have needed to be the biggest barrage we've seen tonight to win that fight.
It needed to be a 6-man. So now this is in the. So the point is going to be even real soon. Kraken's still looking for a way to attack in.
And unfortunately, Draconics now have a fairly steady old advantage here.
Yep, they can definitely snowball and swim straight to the end.
Oh, it's a good bomb. Bounce moves them off the point, gives them room to come in. Fragrant Fart goes down the Fragrant Fart, sorry. And yeah, I think Kraken needs to reset after that one and take it again, and there they all go.
So once again, Draconics have stabilized. Have taken control of the point, and this is slowly reaching the 80s, and this will be the last fight.
Yep, they'll have one last chance in there, and all they've really got to go in with it is the Valk, so that's... Oh, and a Pulse Bomb stick. Oh, and that's going to shut down that Valk.
And that is pretty good. That is Draconics save, and I don't think Krakens can actually get back on. So Mark flies straight into a Trunker Trap. Bad barrage coming in, but it's instantly taken down. Doesn't land pick up one kill, but there's nothing Draconics can, Krakens can do for this one.
And yeah, sure enough, there's the Valk. Hadn't come out all games, so they of course knew that Valk would be up for this fight. It's just a simple matter of picking out that target, and Acacius has been sticking Antony pretty much all night so far.
Yeah,
so.
and he's been sticking Marker.
That's true. He did first couple onto Marker, but just Antony was getting stuck all Junkertown from those pulse bombs. So, and now we'll be moving over to Gardens, and Acacius moving over to the Farah there. And then, yes, it looks like they will have the Mercy. No, they're Acacius may be running Farah without a Mercy into the pharmacy.
Maybe that's just a sign of confidence. Although, once again, if they don't have the opposing team doesn't really have hit scan.
No, that's the speed boost out the gate, and
no, they do have the pharmacy.
So Rockets firing down as the team's just a dive coming in from Future. But no real cleanup there yet. Tebe does get Little Peep, and Royal Eskimo gets Future, so that's an advantage for Kraken there.
Krakens are looking really strong. Krakens are taking it.
They've been consistently winning these first fights.
But they just can't manage to hold. They need to play more together as a team. They're getting... The reason they've been losing these is they've been giving Acacius chances to victim. And Acacius is switching to that Widow, trying to land a quick pick onto Tebe once he flies up. But I think Tebe might have realized this and is not now flying anymore.
Acacius is moving up with the Widow.
He's moving to the side. He's not. He's going to stick with the Widow.
Sightlines. Yeah.
They see him. They see him. They recognize they have a Widow now. So now they're playing on the point to avoid that Widow, and that's a really good idea. Because on the point, Tebe is still a really devastating threat because he's right in their face with those rockets. Pulse bomb from Delta.
Predator Spark goes down early. And Tebe going down as well as Kazdog.
Andy tries to get the res. Andy gets the res.
Gets the res. That makes it flips things around as, you know, right on top of the Widow as your res. But I don't know if it's doing enough. Damage is not there anymore.
Got to pop his ult to stall. Doesn't look like he is. They're saving it. Good reset coming out of the side of Krakens because they have enough ults to agree contest. They have all 5 big ults, and it's not even. And they, yeah.
And 60% on Pulse Bomb means it'll be up by the end of next fight. And wall hacks for Acacius, give them pause as they work in. Oh, sound barrier, and they're going. Jumping right in on that. Good dive. Oh, that's a nice barrage. Picks up Ziggy.
Managed to kill him, although he does get the D-Mech as well.
Does get the D-Mech.
Diva flies into him, trades his mech for 5.
But even so, the kill's very much in favour of Draconix. They should be able to put this one back.
Future tries to stall us out. And I think Krakens might actually take this one back. Although Dead Signals managed stalling. Gets hit by rocket.
Stall effort is.
Okay, just picks up Atney. And here's the Diva bomb coming out, but it doesn't manage to catch any kills. And
there it is.
Krakens have taken this point.
Delta cleaning up Acacius on the back end of that. So Team Kraken still up in percentage. And up in ult charge as well as Acacius swaps over to Soldier.
Acacius desperately trying to make something happen, but right now it's looking good for Krakens. They have an ult. They have ults. However, Draconix does have higher ants beat, as well as close to a Moira ult. So I think Andy should be popping the Valkyrie real soon here. Let's use it. There it is. Both supporters coming out of the side of both Lucio's ult thing as well as the Moira ult. So all 4 supports are playing part of this game.
And there's a little bit of time moving into the back of the point. Hunting for those supports. Does get Delta and
Andy does manage to land a res after both. The barrage is negated once again by the Diva Matrix.
It does get Ziggy though.
However, with no healers on the oh no,
Yep,
back.
Anthony in trouble, needs to get out. Does manage to get out. Does throws the mech, that could be dangerous. But
Andy is dropping off the edge, and then he doesn't make it back up.
Oh, that's
that is unlucky. However, all Kraken's need is to win one more fight, although Acacius have his visor coming up real soon, and with no beat to counter that, they must take down Acacius before the Matrix runs out. And that will be, and if Acacius does pop his visor next time Tebe and Andy fly up, that could be devastating. Because there's only one fight left in this game, regardless of which. Here goes the...
There's the visor. Tebe instantly deleted, but gets pushed off the edge.
And he manages to get the kill! I mean, get the res!
Get the res. This is looking very good for Draconix.
Cause is D-Mech.
Very good for... Oh, Delta does go down to Junkrat bombs.
Although this is looking good for the Krakens.
Yeah. Oh yes,
Acacius is the only person back. But he's taken down instantly. And I think Krakens might have just taken this round.
I think they've just taken it, and Future's jumping straight on there with the Primal Rage.
Get in there, but that's not enough.
And they can... Oh, Ziggy gets killed as they pop ult. Sound barrier committed, which means that it's just a stall at this point. They need to convert something.
That's the barrage coming in. That should
that barrage is going to prevent that conversion from coming through. And not much from the pulse bomb there, but the kills are still very much in favour of Team Kraken right now. And Acacia's still stalling. New tire coming from... Oh, that's it. And they're off the point there.
I think we say, oh, too much.
Probably so. And so here we go into Golden Point.
The final round of this match.
The winner of this round wins this match. And it looks like the Krakens are going to be running the Ryan Zaya comp we see so often there, but so will Draconix. So we're seeing... Oh, Draconix are going for triple tank, supported by Lucio, Moira, and the Junkrat bombs, whereas Delta will be staying on the Tracer to harry and harass.
And we do see
Early
stacks
early
coming
drilling.
from-
Ooh, Marcus kind of out of position from the rest of his team, and now his healers have had to come and deal with him. He's getting very aggressive, but very easy to punish there. And his shield
Right
is-
now,
Oh, it's
that's
an
a nice
optimistic
pin. That's a
shot.
nice pin onto Fuchsia, but there's no follow to kill him. Marcus,
Yeah, no one was there to follow up on it. It was very.
Oh, that's
I'm
a
glad
kill
that he
off
got
the
away
future.
with it because I was very worried there.
Marker is dead.
And
That's
Marker
Fritz
goes
coming
down.
in.
but-
But the side of Kraken's looking really healthy.
Yeah, this,
No, Pete has
Coalescence
fire
kicked them up
because
quite
so he
well.
can that. And I think this is now.
Yeah, Delta's cleaning up the kills here, so it's just a matter of time. And yeah, Future backing off there. Oh, but Royal Eskimo gets picked up on the fadeaway as Future doubles back to
However,
punish.
we do have the Junkrat tire from both teams, so will they pop this? Marker has
now
a
they're
shadow.
coming in.
Oh, that shadow gets gets counter shattered. But that's
But Tobe gets two with the tire compared
These
to
trades
one
are coming
from Little
in.
Pete. And it's just
I
gonna
don't.
be
This is a 4-on-4 now.
4v4.
It's a 3v4.
Oh, but Little Pete picks up 3 in
Little
quick
Pete.
succession. That's disgusting.
Well, what a character Junkrat is. Royal Eskimo at some point tries to stall it out, but doesn't work.
So that's
And no,
going
Beef
to
has
start.
just clutched him that
Kraken
point.
has been building up some progress there. And they're going to have the grab there to hold this room for a bit as well. So start building up some charge there.
Going to start holding strong. What's their 4-tank comp? It is really hard for Delta actually do work into that team comp.
And there's the grab. And sure enough, that's just an easy fight win. It's a shame that the Coalescence was committed into that because there was really no way Royal Eskimo could have saved that one.
Okay, she's looking for a sneaky hook on the side. Will he manage to pick one up? Oh, he misses the hook. And he drops off the map. And now Draconics have 4 ults, and they're close to a hog ult as well. And there's only 2 more fights left in this one.
Yeah, it's looking very rough for Kraken right
Fire
now.
coming in off Little Peep as well. Gets taken
Gets
down.
knocked out by Tebe.
But at this point, Krakens only have 1 more fight. If they don't hurry up and take this fight, there's only 1 more left. We're approaching
They are
70.
getting through. They have managed to get through, and there's the charge.
Any ults coming in? Free Fire does have that
Oh,
call.
hook on Tebe, knocks him down.
Huge shatter from
Yeah,
Future, and I think that might just seal the fate of Kraken.
Oh,
Krakens
that's
do
a
commit to
grab,
all-
but it's off the end of the fight. Ah,
They do get
it,
the beat out, but I
did
don't.
bait out their sound barrier, but
Yeah, at this point, I think Krakens can only rush point really staggered, and this is looking really
Yeah.
bad for them. Yeah,
Tebe-
I don't
Tebe
think
going
Krak-
down there.
I think Draconics will now take the.
Oh, they're back capping. Royal Eskimo
That's
got
not
through.
enough.
Tire picks up Little Peep. Delta's coming in.
Eskimo alone on point. Delta
There's
is
Hope
got it.
alive. The Hope's alive. Oh no, the grab. The
Damn it.
Hope dies.
And it looks like Draconics are going to take this point.
And Draconics take the point, take the map. and-
Usually, in the other end, we're supposed to hype it up, but there's just not much to hype about this part.
No, that's just it was just
Very
brutal to
one-sided.
watch. I was hoping they could bring it back. It looked like for a moment there they might, but
So now we have to pick the MVP off this game.
need to wait
So
for all
once again,
the player names to be up and
Can only come from the winning team. Hands down, I vote for Kozlog.
Yeah, no,
Kozlog
I will agree with that 100%.
Kozlog has just been performing on that Diva, on that Roto. Whatever you put him on, he's just been performing.
Yeah, no, it's just a phenomenal performance from Kozlog, and I will back that 110%.
When you put him on Diva, he landed huge bombs. When you put him on Hog, he landed huge box. What more do you need? That.
And so that will be that one with a 2-1 victory to Draconics. And that will be the end of our matches tonight.
What a night, guy. What a night.
What a night.
What a night. 2 games. So when's the next one?
Next week, isn't it?
Yeah. When's the coach round?
Believe that's in the week after, before we
Wait,
move
no.
on to playoffs.
I'm pretty sure. Wait, didn't Kema say it's next week?
Yeah, after next week done, then we have time for the coach to play the games to show everyone how good they are, and G-Fan gonna be like pop up at like he going to be.
Play me at LAN! Fight me at LAN. Alright, so coach round is next week?
I think it's the week after, because we got that was rounds 2 and 3 of the group stages, so then there'll just be rounds 4 and 5, and then so that'll be the end of the first stage of the tournament, and then coaches, and then we go on to playoffs, I think. That would make sense. I suppose details will be coming out as they come
I guess Kema can tell us about that.
Give me time, boy. Give me time. 12 hours working. I'm gonna die.
So, Kema, is the coach round next week or the week after?
I'm thinking if everything like finish quickly by the next week by around like 7 and up to like 9:30, then we're gonna try to plan like on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Saturday or maybe Sunday. What time is like both the coach is like available? Then we're gonna get into like exhibition match for you guys, so you guys we can like try to find who is MVP coaching. Well, look like G-Fan in one of top league, but in the other hand, like the other coach like Acacia probably heard like pretty damn good. Like they are both like very shiny coach at the moment, so we're not so sure who will be MVP. So we need to do like a vote between all the players to see who is the better. Well, see how things go, and then.
Am I now? So I have to compete against the Cages for MVP.
But tonight is so much thing happening, guys. Like I'm glad you guys all stick with us and enjoy everything. We appreciate that, everyone. Tonight there's a lot of ton of like issue with player who inactive and can't make it like in the midway. So. In my point of view, we're happy and try to sort it out like as best as we can. In my opinion, I'm pretty much like half die now, because like I got like 12 hours working, and I don't want to say that it's skill, but I'm just kind of like not really clear my mind. All I can do is run in the stream and make sure everything runs smooth on that one. Besides that, I will try my best. That's all I can say. Here gonna be Pirate and G-Fan say something before the match ending. What you guys thinking? Who's gonna be on top for this next week and stuff like that?
I still think my team Big Doge is gonna step it up, live up to the year of the Doge.
Well, I hope so, man.
That's all I can say. Next week, I'm expecting to play against Lynx Legends and the Draconics.
Yeah,
so those are some pretty strong teams to play against, and it'll be interesting for me to see.
Yeah, it is very hard to argue against the Big Doge because they've pulled out such a dominant performance so far. I'm looking forward to see how well Orcluck plays next week, and I don't have results in for how they've gone tonight, but they were putting up a very strong fight against Big Doge, so I think they're definitely a contender for a chance to come back in the finals.
So
and maybe
with some score reports of other games, Big Doge has won 3-0 against the Brotherhood, and
yeah, of course we've just
casted.
Yeah, we don't have the results of
Clock versus Lynx Legends, so they might still be in game.
It may very well be the case, and I wish them all the best. And thank you to all our viewers who have tuned in to watch and support our broadcast. It's very much appreciated to have you guys along for the ride.
Cool. Check out my Twitch channel as well, Plox. And that's all I have to say.
Not a problem, and I think on those notes we're just about wrapped up here.
And we're good. That's about it.
Alrighty.
See
Thank-
KTV out.
Thank you to all our viewers, and we'll see you all next week.
See ya, guys.